Udaldon.
Ini cuma dari Gabriel. Welcome to Lake State Media.
Abraham Bijenga Ball. Ekede.
Aji guna dua. You will know where I you were ready now.
I'm for a red, but Kaja, Minowinaka, Jelkatot, Yig the Echol Kawaji, Yig Dori, Yig the Echol Kungdetan, Wolke. Yeah, we Janja right in the same book of Rujmo. Give me the ball.
Welcome to Lake State.
Okay,
my brothers.
شكرا بول كو ابرام مديد انا شفت التوفيق هنا الليله انا كلامي شويه برجع لحالي بالعربي عشان في الناس كده قبل عملوا كلمه زي ما بقولوا الناس اكواتوريا ديل واحد بيناقص لما يسمع اسمه وما يسال اللي انت جبت اسمي ليه عشان يقدر يعمله يعني الاحتفالات بتاع جنوب السودان ما قدرنا نعرف في احتفال بيعملوه حسب كالندر ولا بيعملوا بس حسب القبلية يعني احتفال بتاع الديكلاريشن بتاع ناصر 91 دي كان حاجة بتاع الناس ما قدروا إنه يواصلوا في الحرب تيبوا من الحرب ودارين يغيروا leadership عشان يعملوا السلام مع حكومة بتاع عمر وما قدروا وفي الآخر مشى سلم نفيسهم لعمر رحمهم بحاجة يسمى ما يسمى باتفاقية بتاع الخرطوم للسلام يعني لما أنا أرجع بنظر الموضوع دي أنا بشوف زي كانوا الموجود في بايبل هل قتل أبيل الأخير يحتفل في البايبل ولا بيذكر هنا ده جريمة من المفروض هم يعرفوا الموضوع دي ده جريمة في حق بتاع شعب جنوب السودان مهما كان انت في على النيل في باركدال في إكواتوريا انت شعب بتاع جنوب السودان ودي كانت جريمة في حقهم يعني لتحتيم طموحات بتاع طريقة نزالهم فمن المفترض انه هو ما يقدر يعني يعملوا سلبريت لأن أساسا دي حاجة كده قبلي وحتى إن كان معهم ناس اللي تيبوا من الحركة إدارة بتاع الدكتور جون بالمعنى بيعتبر ده الناس اللي تيبوا من ما عندهم النية لمواصلة النضال حتى نحن دي مش معنى زي ما قبلوا هم بيقولوا قال دي تواريخ قال دي تواريخ بتاع قتل عرفنا بتاع عبد الله بتاع قايتود ده وعبد الله شوال مكان ماما كواداتين برضو was from ما هي from Dinka زي ما برضو دكتوريا مشى مضى اتفاقية خرطوم للسلام وما هو الناس اللي كانوا هربوا من سجون بتاع الحركة اللي كان عايزين يعملوا انشقاق زيه فقال أن أكسب نفوس بتاع الضعفاء الناس الضعفاء ديل عشان أنا أمشي بول الخرطوم يكون يعني عمر يقدر يديني فيها تقدير. أدو تقدير ده مجاملة عشان يقدر يطلب المعلومات بتاعت الحركة، وفي الآخر جروا منه وعادوا إلى الحركة، وحركة يستقبلوا مرة أخرى. طيب كيف إنه يعتبر إنه صورة كيف يعني؟ حركة كان لسه هي مبمن، وما ممكن ما في صورة داخل صورة، وإنما دل الحرب الناس اللي هربوا من الصورة ما قدروا يواصلوا الحرب. إذا هم يحتفلوا ب 1991 كحاجة قبلي معلش ممكن أنا أسمع لهم، لأنه انتصروا وقتلوا الناس في بور، وما قدر إنه أي احتفال أي صورة الناس بيحتفلوا به دائما صورة حقق هدافه. زي 1983 حقق هدافه باتفاقية بتاع اتفاقية نفاشة، لو هو انتهت باستقلال بتاع جنوب السودان يوم 9 شهر 7 2011. ده يعتبر ده صورة 16 ماي 1983. ده الصورة اللي حقق تموعات. 1955 انتهت ب 1972 اتفاقية دي زبابة. 10 years was enough. رياض مشار ما عمل 10 years ولا 4 years was enough. يا هم فيهم اللي هم الضباط الأسا حاليا اللي ضربوا في الجيش السوداني وغادروا الحرب مجددا 1983 وحقق أهدافهم. فأي حاجة فيها إنعارات قبلية من المفروض إنه الشعب السوداني إذا هم عايزين جنوب السودان إذا هم عايزين يعيشوا تعايش سلمة أقوى، مفروض إنه يتجنبوا من حاجة يعني بتحارب لإنعارات قبلية، ويرجع لحاجة بوحيدهم يحتفلوا بأي صورة يوحد الشعب ويدي سبورت مهما كان، إذا كان في تغيير ولا ما في تغيير. نحن ما عندنا مانع في موضوع التغيير، لكن التغيير ده شيء ثاني. تغيير خاصة بالأهداف بتاع الأحزاب. إذا كان اسم الأسفل هم عايزينه فعليهم هم ده بطريقتهم هم الجنوبيين. ده حقنا نحن نغير اسمه ما نغير اسمه ده حقنا، لكن الواحد وما نرجع للحاجة يجرح شعوري إن أنت كنت قتلتني عشان الليدر كان مني. ده ما هي ده عبارة عن تطوير. ويحق علينا أن نقول الدكتور حسن مروم حسن الترابي إن الجنوبيين هيفشلوا مهما كان حتى ولو طالبوا، لأننا بنرقص هي حاجة، نرقص الحرب بدون ما نعرف أهدافه، نرقص الحفلات بدون ما نعرف أغانيهم، نرقص السياسة بدون ما نعرف أهداف السياسة. فإلى متى نحن نكون بس أتباع يد الناس وفي الآخر فاشلين؟ إلى متى نتبعهم حتى يوم القيامة؟ فأخيرا هم يقولوا أننا ما قادرين. إذا عايزين يعودوا إلى السودان خليهم يعودوا، لأن الصورة دي زمان 1991 عملوه عشان دكتور ياكر جابوا لي لحكومة خرطوم، ما رجع إلى الحركة.
Thank you.
ليه ما نحتفل ب 2002 لما رياك رجع للحركة، لما وقع اتفاقية في نيروبي؟ ليه ما يحتفلوا به؟ ده اليوم رجعوا للحضانة الأم. This is the day he was returned back to his mother after he killing the spiritual بتاع حركة، وقاعد في الخلا قاعد في خرطوم وما فوق أي فايدة عملها، ورجع لأمه وقال يا أمي يا أخي أو أبوي أحضني forgive me. دكتور جان وقيادة بتاع حركة عملوه ويلكم باك. ليه ما يحتفلوا به؟
وما فوق أي فايدة
المفروض
عملها.
يعتبر ده يوم انتصار
دكتور
سياسي.
جان وقيادة يا أخي عملوه ويلكم باك. ليه ما يحتفلوا به؟ وما فوق.
فالموضوع دي بولو ومديد انا دار جنوبيين اللي هم اللي بيخشوا في الميديا يناقشوا الموضوع دي بكل هدوء، يناقشوه بكل هدوء وبكل أهداف مغنية. إذا أنت ما موافق على احتفال زي ما أنا ما موافق، أنت تقول يا أخي الاحتفال ده يعني غير راضي لسماوات الشعب بالهدف كده 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 زي ما أنا قلت. إذا هو عايز يقول أنا لا، وين السلف ديترميشن هم بيعملوه؟ كان عايزين يفصلوا ياتو مش الجنوب ده ما يعودوا يفصلوا، ولا حركة كان ماشي على انفصال. المسألة بس بتاع القيادة بتاع السلطة ده اسمه هو السلطة، هو النفس باللغة العربية. إنه هم بيحب بعضهم يكونوا هم الليدرز. فده النقطة الوحيدة اللي أنا عايز أقوله، لأن عشان في ناس قبل شوية في شو بتاع العايزة يعني قدر إنه يعملوا ميس أب. أنا ما عندي مشكلة. في واحد قبيل اسمه قواجي، الزول أنا كنت داير كلامه عشان هو يكمله، لكن هيدا قدر يضيقه مع نور النوري، ما يعني عملوا انترابت، ما قدر يواصل بصورة أفضل. أنت الزول لما نيجي يسأل زي ده أديه فرصة عشان تستفيد منه وهو يستفيد من هدفك، لأن أنت الزول بتاع الميديا. فده قواجي ده كان بيقول إيكواتوريان ما كان مع 1991، ده هو كلامه ده يقول ما كانوا مع 1991. إيكواتوريا the reason هم تفلوبوه 1955 ده كان يبينهم. لكن أنا ممكن أقول يعني إذا كان إنه نوير بيحتفلوا ب 1991 فكان في قيادة بتاع الرياض، فهل أننا نحتفل بأبنائنا قادة بتاع الثورة؟ ليه ماريا ما احتفل ب 16 ماي؟ لأنه ويليام نيون بن وكربينو هم اللي انطلقوا الذخيرة في 16 ماي. ليه ما احتفلوا به؟ لكن هم بيحتفلوا بمسألة بتاع النعرات القبلية. النعرات القبلية ما بيودينا للقدام. فعشان كده الواحد لما يجي يتكلم خلوه يكمل كلامه عشان يستفيد منه وتقدر تعاقب له بصورة أفضل.
Thank you.
أنا أكيد من هنا
Thank you,
بدي بعض
brother.
الناس الفرصة.
Yes, I will give everybody chance to comment on this necessarily celebration. And but the good news is that we have not yet finished with the formation of the government of South Sudan, so we can put the laws in order. And this should be a very, very severe punishable or punishment to those who carried out the massacre. It is called massacre of people of South Sudan on the day of NASIR Declaration. It was not a movement which should be, which its proceed should be practiced and celebrated, because good number of South Sudanese lost their life on that day. Also, the aims and visions of Nasser Declaration died in Khartoum, and Riek
Correct.
Machar was brought back to the SPLM, SPLA, and he agreed and signed and went back to the movement. So Nasser Declaration by then was dead. And if you want to celebrate Nasser Declaration, the very good place for you to celebrate Nasser Declaration will be in Khartoum, not in South Sudan, because that's where its fruit were yield. They went to Al Bashir, and that's where the fruit of Nasser Declaration were yield, because they were given money, and they sit in Khartoum, and they add them in Khartoum. They did not come back to South Sudan. So if you want to celebrate Nasser Declaration, you should go back to Khartoum, because Nasser Declaration vision died in Khartoum. And that's why Riek Machar accept to come back to the SPLA, SPLM. My brother, we will give you a chance so you can make your point, but we should understand that this declaration should not be celebrated. And also the good thing that I like is that is not being celebrated in the soil of South Sudan. It's celebrated in other foreign land because there's no room for such miscarriage to be celebrated. It was a miscarriage and it shouldn't be celebrated at all. At least to read mutiny is better than NASIR declaration, because to read mutiny was fighting to free South Sudanese. NASIR
Correct.
declaration was fighting to stop back the efforts of Junubin, and it shouldn't be celebrated. Thank you. My brother, I give you a chance to comment.
Okay, thank you, guys. I was in the press media with Isaac before, and then I left because I was up.
Hold on, my brother. I have seen somebody who had been running away for a very long time. I don't know. I thought he went where? I thought he went to jail. I thought he was in the jail. Charles, how are you?
Oh,
I thought he went with J1.
That's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking. I asked myself, did he went to the jail? Have they thrown him to Blue House? Yeah.
So
because
go ahead.
Because we miss him. We miss him. Though he make noise, but we miss him. So welcome to Lake State Media.
Thank you, Makur. Thank you and your viewers and your propagandists all of Lake State Media.
Thank you. Now wait for your chance. I know you're not liking this.
Wait. So you mean there's no peace? So can Charles Roakeli Kutubes be Blue House? Yeah. Nice.
I'm just playing, my brother. I'm just playing.
Okay, now I get the point. And Junubin Kulatuma. So good for you.
You know I like. You know I like to provoke you. You know always. I like to provoke you.
Yeah, I'm hearing him. Yeah.
Can I go? Please, I have a few minutes because I'm going somewhere.
Okay.
So if you want to.
Oh, you going somewhere?
And then, huh?
You going somewhere?
Yeah, I'm working. I have to work.
Bro, right? I'm not hearing Charles.
And I go to say I'm sick.
Let
Francis finish because I stabbed him, so we can welcome you.
They come.
Okay.
Okay.
I know that I was supported. They come and put that right and they run.
I'm not going.
You are not a honest person.
I'm not going anywhere. Sorry about that.
Okay, Francis,
I'm not
go
going
ahead.
anywhere. Okay. Thank you, Paul. Yeah, I was in the show before, and then I left suddenly, and now I'm back again. I was supposed to comment on one thing one of the speakers said before. One of the speakers said that people celebrate that to remember the past wrongdoing for our people. My response and my comment was not to judge him or criticize him for what he said or his point, but I was almost to questioning him, saying that do we Sudanese actually learn from the past? If we South Sudanese learn from the past, there would be no point that the incident of 2013 should happen. If we learn from the past, there should be no point that the Al-Baghdadi should go out and form his party against or the movement against the government. If we learn from the past, the Chirilo should not go to the bush and fight against South Sudanese government. If we learn from the past, our brother Malong should not go and help the army that he want to fight the government. Why I say this is because of what happened in 1991. What happened in 1991, it was a disaster. It was a disaster for all South Sudanese. Not only Dinka, not only Nuer, the whole South Sudanese were affected in psychologically by what happened in 1991. Because those soldiers, those South Sudanese, SPLA army, who died that time was not only Dinkas. They were all South Sudanese SPLA army who went to the bush to fight and free Southern Sudanese from the government of Sudan. I had, before, most of you were not here, I was there in Bor when 1991 happened. I was in Bor. And when that happened, when the killing happened, I used to hurt myself. These brothers who coup against SPLA and want to lead and want to free, according to their plan, want to free South Sudanese from North, why do they kill women and children and livestock, cows? If they achieve this coup or this movement, who are they going to rule? Who are they going to rule? Who do Riyak and Lam and others going to rule if they kill children and women? That was the question I used to ask myself when I was there to see all people, all children were killed, all the animals were killed. So that's the question I supposed to have, that do we really learn from mistake? We South Sudanese should have to think. If you are a politician, if you want to be the leader, don't need to take the guns. Because we already have the government. We already have the country. Form your party within your country and go to the parliament and challenge that party who made a mistake, that party who failed the country, instead of taking gun and go out and kill women and children of South Sudan. Because if you want to become the leader, you are the leader for people. You are the leader for all South Sudan, not the leader for the tribe. So when I was in army and when I was in South Sudan, I left because of this. I left because of this, the mentality of tribalism movement, the mentality of killing the innocent people. That's why I left in 1993.
Brother, try to short. You have been talking for a long time.
I'm
Can you short it?
I'm coming to end right now. You know, I left in Pagari when Nguyen left. When he left the movement. When he left the movement, we went to the way to Entebbe, and we found women and children are killed on the way. I saw the picture came to my mind, the same picture I saw in Bor in 1991. That was the time I said, no way. This is not the reason we came to the bush. We were coming to fight, to liberate the innocent people, to liberate one another from the Arab of North and the Northern government. That's why we came to. Otherwise, in this way, if this way we South Sudan is going to rule or liberate ourselves, I'm not going to be a part of it. That's the reason I left. Brothers, as the South Sudanese, we need to be brothers and sisters. We need to be united in one voice, one country, not a tribe way. That's what I supposed to
Thank
respond
you.
to the guy who say we have to learn from the past.
Thank you, Speaker. It will come back to you again since the show is not actually 9 people yet. So we will swing it back to you because you exceed your minutes, but we were listening to your point. There are so many incidents upset people of Junub Sudan, like what you mentioned when you left Ageri and you found women were killed. That was very, very heartbroken to so many Junubi. So thank you. I will welcome Mr. Charles to make his point, and we will give it back to Gabriel and back to you. Or else, if other people show up, then we will give them chance. So Charles, you're welcome. Go ahead.
Thank you, Brother
And
Makur, and all the viewers of Lake State Media. Can you hear me?
I didn't know, Bola. I'm not hearing
yes.
Charles. What's going?
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm hearing you.
Charles is
Yeah,
very
I'm
clear.
hearing you.
Maybe you
I'm
might
hearing
exit
you,
and
Charles.
come back. But
You are okay, Charles?
I know I can hear. You throw him out and he will come back.
Hey, hello guys, how are you?
yeah. Well, we're doing very well. We're doing very well. Welcome to Lake State Media, Hassan and Don Larkin.
Thank you. Thank you so
welcome
much.
to Lake State Media. We need to give a very quickly chance to Charles because Charles have some duties to go and perform. So he's going to reform the militaries in the cantonment. He's going back to cantonment side to organize the Machar forces. So we need to give him some chance very quickly. Go ahead, Charles.
Thank you, brother Makur. Even though you are adding propaganda there, no problem. We are here to stand for the truth, and they say the truth will set us free. Yeah. So, Comrade Makur and all your viewers and your guests, your topic say why we should celebrate. But you mean why we should not celebrate the NASIR Declaration? Am I right?
No, we said NASIR Declaration should not be celebrated because it was a massacre. It wasn't a movement. So go ahead.
You change it now, but before it was not. And then we also screenshot it.
Charles,
so don't worry.
Charles, this is not from the Bible. Anything from the Bible should not be correct anymore. But if it is something that is written here and it is wrong, it can be correct.
Exactly. This is what you put. You say why are we praising or celebrating the 1991 NASIR Declaration of 1991, 1983, 2013, and 2016 that brought us here? Okay? Haven't we learned a lesson? Musu, that's the correct
Okay, Charles, what do you learn?
I'm gonna talk. Don't ask me, let me just go. So don't mess it, history. When you're writing history, you need to be specific on the topic of what you are writing about the history to the people of South Sudan. When you are talking about the NASIR Declaration, you cannot bring the events of December 2013. That has no connection with what? Of NASIR, with NASIR faction. You cannot bring the issues of 1983, maybe has a bit of connection. But you cannot also attach the 2016 events to the NASIR Declaration. Okay? So your question is first in its place is very wrong, and you need to correct that, but for the future. Coming to the topic,
So
why we should celebrate the NASIR Declaration.
Hang on. I know you are doing your problem. Why is wrong?
Madid, you know, leave him alone, let him talk, take your pen, write down whatever he said, and then you, the best person, I will give a chance to respond to him. But if we interrupt him, give him a chance and write down whatever he said. I know Charles is you know, go ahead, Charles, just don't interrupt him, because if you interrupt him, he will leave while making noise later. So give him a chance.
You're good. Thank you, Marco. I don't make noise, but I tell the truth. So Majak, be patient, my propaganda attack. So when we talk about the NASIR Declaration, why should we be praising it? We should be praising it for various reasons. Some of our brothers have spoken before. Francis Mangok has given the positive and the negative side and the way forward. And I agree with him with the conclusion that South Sudanese needs unity. And this is what some of us have been preaching. It's about the unity of the people. It's a unity for the good ideology. And that's what NASIR faction was based on. That's what the ideology that reflect the visions of the people of South Sudan. When we talk why we should celebrate this, first and foremost, I want to salute my chairman and commander-in-chief, Dr. Riek Machar Durgong, as the chairman and commander-in-chief of the NASIR faction, and also as the chairman and commander-in-chief of the SPLM-SPLIO now. Comrades, you are my brothers. We are SPLM. No one can deny that. But when the SPLM was initiated in 1983, we have a vision. But the vision has to reflect the ideas of the people of South Sudan who are dying for the independence of South Sudan. The vision of South Sudan was not cemented on the killing of fellow South Sudanese, killing our fellow politicians, killing them in cold blood, firing squad them. That was not the ideology of the formation of the SPLM-SPLA. Whereas we have the vision of a united Sudan, but we also know that Sudan has failed us from the time immemorial. It has failed us. And for that reason, came the NASIR faction. For that reason, the dictatorship within the SPLM, SPLA has prompted the NASIR faction formation, the declaration of NASIR faction, which is today that we are celebrating today, that we are remembering today. Even though we are at war now, we are at peace, but we still will have to remember our history, the history of our people. That history cannot be erased just like that. It cannot be erased like that. We all have the negative both of that. I myself have experience of that. I lost families in that NASIR fight, during the NASIR faction. The SPLA committed atrocities. But you guys, you are not talking about the atrocities committed by John Garang. The killing in Eastern Equatoria, where I come from, you people are not talking about it. The burning of the villages in Eastern Equatoria, you people are not talking about it. The massacre of the people in Eastern Equatoria, you people are not talking about it. I'm not going to talk something that I don't know. It's because our people are not talking about this. That's why we are not able, as South Sudanese, to know the history of all South Sudanese people. When the NASIR Declaration was made, I was in a training center. I was in Kidiopo. I was in a Kidiopo military training center. I was 21 years. 21 years old. And I was at Darmuside at that time. I was the one in charge of our battalion, educated class, not my level, doctors. We have people from Lake State. We have people like Dr. Madel Malek from Warap, the former minister. Those of Dr. Kumba, the husband of Nunu Kumba. These are my colleagues. Those of Stephen Lemmy. in Dr. Garang headquarters, the photographer. These are my colleagues. And I was there at the there's a lot of things that happen. We face a lot of problems as South Sudanese people. The NASIR Declaration came as to what? To rewind the ideology of South Sudanese people, to reflect what the Anyanya people were fighting for, to reflect the discussion on the Juba Round Table Conference of 1947. And what the people of South Sudan, when people went to Ethiopia, they went with the ideology that we want to liberate our country independent of South Sudan. They didn't go there just for a united Sudan. They didn't go there so that they can be killed or we kill ourselves. Those who are watching us, there were a few people, but they're still gonna watch this video. Some of us come here, the national security are here now. They want to know what Charles is talking. They sing Mickey Nana fi Blue House. I'm not yet there. My time will come. I will go there. No problem. But the history, my word will not be entered in Blue House. My word
don't
will
worry,
remain here.
Charles. Don't worry. Go
Yeah.
ahead, don't worry.
Yes. No, we know that. So what we are saying that the declaration of NASIR faction come with the good things about our country. But because Dr. Garang was against what is good for the people of South Sudan, that's why there was a war. The NASIR declaration, they did not start with attacking people. It was on self-defense. Even some of us who were under Galerio, and I worked with Galerio during the NASIR faction. Galerio Modi CDR Commander Modi Galerio Modi Horinya. I worked with them, and you know, that time I was working with the CMA, Civil Military Administration, in the court, in our court system. Honestly, our brothers, all of us know that. You know how many SPLA soldiers killed the members of the NASIR faction across the country. Those people who rejected Garang, you know, they know that. And if it is not because of NASIR faction, we could not have a country today. We should appreciate. You guys should give you guys, you only talk about the negative. Why you don't talk about the advantages of NASIR faction? Why you don't talk about what good part the Dr. contributed in the liberation of South Sudan as a country? You need to give him the benefit of the doubt. You cannot just deny it and then always talk about negative. You are biased. This is what they call bias. You are not telling the truth. In order the truth to prevail, tell the negative, tell the positive. Tell the positive. Now people are talking about 2013. It's a revenge of 1991. Is it really? Did Dr. Ria kill people in Bor, in town when he occupied it, or it was a fight? Or it was a fight, and one party is defeated. In Juba, December 2013, it was not the same thing. It was the time when South Sudanese have independence. It was the time when South Sudanese already have a country. It was the time when South Sudanese, you know, have a president. It was a time when South Sudanese are practicing democracy. It is a time when South Sudanese try to respect human rights and build on those principles. It is a time when South Sudanese have a constitution. You were not rebels.
Thank you, Charles, for making those clarifications.
Let me talk.
Yeah, but this is what happened. You're not going anyway. This is what will happen. CD Charles, this is what will happen. You and Madid will go one-on-one a little bit, just like 5 minutes. And then I and you will go one-on-one another 5 minutes. In that way, it makes sense.
So let me finish first. So there's no any comparison of 1991 Nazi faction declaration by Dr. Riak and Lamakol and Comrade Gordon Kong on December 2013. In December 2013 was a genocide made by the government, a government that was elected by the people, a government that was voted by the people, a country that was voted by the fellow citizens that were so genocided. And it was a targeted killing, targeted on the Nuer as a tribe, and then that promoted the Nuer to defend themselves until we have now a war. This type of history, we need to write it correctly. If people do not know the history, then we cannot write history from your own perspective like a colonist. We cannot write history like a colonizer who doesn't know about the history of South Sudan and start to become as an expert. No. All of us contribute in another way. All of us either fought in a different way. During the Nazi faction, we fought the SPLA. We defeated them. If it is not because of this Mamur, we would have defeated the Torit faction. Honestly.
Charles, I want to ask you one question. Just one simple question.
Go, bring me simple or hard question.
You said that when NASIR faction broke out, it did not start fighting the forces of the SPLA. But when NASIR faction was formed and broke out and went to NASIR, if it was formed to address South Sudanese concern, which is the South, why were they killing civilians in both?
You don't answer me. I give you the answer. Do you think it's only the civilians in both that were killing that during Nazi Torit faction fighting?
Well, you said that it did not.
No. Answer me. Is it the only people that were killed in South Sudan?
Well, Nazi faction have killed a lot of people in South Sudan, but
what about the Torit faction? I told you, my uncle alone was killed by SPLA.
We are
Our
coming
doctor
to
was
that.
killed by the SPLA.
We are coming to that. We are coming to that. Okay, the Nazi faction actually
don't address. There's no any human being that is better than any human being. Whether it is one, whether it is two, whether it is 1,000, they all shed blood.
Hey, Charles, tell us, how did it end? How did Nazi faction end? Where did it end?
How did they end?
Yeah, how did it end? How did it come to an end?
Of course, it come to the end. Is that like when the SPLA come to an end? We all agreed. Okay, we all agreed that we are South Sudanese. We have to reconcile. We have a vision of a South Sudan independent, and the vision that the Nazi faction initiated in Khartoum in 1997 April agreement, Khartoum agreement. So and. Dr. Garang himself come to his senses that he cannot win the war for New Sudan if we are divided. He knew that, and that's why he said, "Okay, my brother Dr. Riak, we have to reconcile. Yes, your ideology for self-determination will include it in the negotiation. That's why when you find in Machakos January agreement, you find the self-determination was put in, which was not in the SPLA manifesto. You can quote me, Madit, Makur, and Majak. Quote me in the SPLA manifesto where you can find that there is a self-determination for independence of South Sudan. Tell me where people of South Sudan will engage in a referendum, in a vote.
Just give the other people a chance.
Answer my question. I'm asking you.
Hold on, Charles. Charlie, this is how we do it in an educated community. When I give you a question, you answer it, and then you keep quiet. So that's how you do it. But if you just keep going making noise, it's not going to happen like that. I asked you a question. How did NASIR faction?
I'm answering you, and I'm giving you the question.
Yeah, I like your answer.
Don't rule it out.
Okay, I like your answer. You said, I asked you how did it end, and you went down explaining it, how it ended in Khartoum, and how John Garang called him and tell him, hey, I cannot win by myself. Come, we join together and we fight the Arab. But my other question to you, and you the one actually bring yourself into this question. You said that Riek Machar went to Khartoum, and that's when John Garang come into his senses, because he's fighting for self-determination. Can self-determination be fight within or outside? How would you fight self-determination within? What I mean is, your leader ran to Khartoum, and he said that he will fight self-determination in Khartoum, which means that he will sign a peace within. And we have tried this in 1979 and did not prosper. How would a self-determination be fight within? How can that happen? I will
answer you. Yeah, I think Makur, even Lake State media did not start in Juba or in Lake State, right? If we are to try to restart propaganda on the government in Juba, in Lake State, Makur would have been slaughtering you like a hen. You know, Major General Makur, your name, would have slaughtered you long time ago. Thank God that you started in America. So when we go to Khartoum, it was a tactical, and you have to use your brain. Rabana Maudi, brain Nasaki. And we use it effectively to change the Khartoum mind, and also to achieve our objective.
It was a tactic. But okay, thank God that it was a tactic. But the tactic had failed. The tactic had failed tremendously.
How's it fail when you are talking now freely? Talking about Lake State media.
Because when the vision and mission of him, they failed. So Madid, let me give you. I'm done. Madid, go ahead with Madid. Go ahead with Madid. I think you can do Madid.
Can you please give us time? We can't just be sitting here listening to one person.
It has not produced anything and shouldn't be celebrated, because it aims
to celebrate the history that gives us independence. We have to celebrate our fellow martyrs who died for the liberation of South Sudan. We have to salute them. We have to acknowledge their families. We have to acknowledge their children. We have to acknowledge the blood that they shed, that's cementing the unity of the people of South Sudan. So we have to salute them. Without them, and all these guests, we would not have a country. So we have to celebrate, and we have to acknowledge. We have to acknowledge the bad part and the good part of that liberation.
Okay, thank you.
Please. We have things to do.
Okay, thank you, guys.
Go ahead.
I will not be talking.
Go ahead.
Right. Okay, thank you, Bol.
Can you? I'm about to leave. So
let me ask Charles this question. Charles, you mentioned something that what brought us here is NASIR Declaration of 1991. But what brought us here, you and I, to talking today in social media is 1983. May 16, 1983. That's what brought us here today. That's what gave us independence to be a country 2011. So let me ask you this question, Charles. You said that you celebrating NASIR 1991, but why you don't celebrate May 16? Why you boycott 2011, July 9, 2011, Independent Day of the country? You guys boycotted and you protested, and you're saying that you are doing a campaign that you overthrow the government, says it might go. The same language that NASIR used during 1991, that Garang must go, the same thing you guys using it now, Kir must go.
You are done?
I'm done.
So your question is why we don't celebrate 1983? May 16?
Yeah, why you guys don't celebrate 1983 and why you guys don't celebrate July 9, 2011? But you guys are celebrating July 1991 that killed.
Madit, Majak, are you okay?
I'm good.
Did you ask yourself why Juba don't celebrate Juba, the government did not celebrate July 9th this year and last year and the year before?
My question is why
this you know no. This Yapana. No. That's why Nas Aningi Kelangali, Nas Gonu Sukano, Nas Alindu Ayanta Tabagara. Mark out disease. As a man go deal Brent and Nas gets tackle quest.
Ma inta kaman biu fagar wide yumdak. Ito gulilena inta biu fagar wide. Mano inta meshkela zad firasa kaman.
Yakhwana, let we get in. Let we get in. You know.
Madid, can you guys please give us a chance?
You should be asking this, Majak, yourself.
Madid,
why did the government of South Sudan did not celebrate that?
Why?
For me, I'm a rebel. I'm a rebel. We have our own celebration.
You are South Sudanese.
We are against the system. The system that genocide our people. We are against it. Okay? We are against it. And therefore, there's no need to celebrate an independence of a country that killed its own citizens. Why should we celebrate? What is the good thing there? That's no question. I'll have to celebrate. When our people are dying in Lake State, when our people in Toncha have been killed by the government, when our people in Bentiu have been slaughtered, castrated, when our people across the country are mourning.
CEO Bulma Kuri are fired, man, because you can just, I don't know who is running the show.
So this
no, I was giving Madid a chance to go one-on-one.
This is too much, man. How many a minute we've been listening to this guy?
Okay, listen to me. Okay, Charles, this is what happened. Me and Madid, we will stop there, and it will go line, so they will come, because who is next? Then and Dol Largin actually can be for you, then, right?
I would ask Dol Largin to give me a chance, please, because I have. I'll be working. I'll be working, but I'm going to leave in a little bit, maybe 10 minutes.
Yeah. Then just wait a minute. You know, even me, I'm running for work. So I wanted to, you know, before I was in the other show, they did not bring me because there are people on the line. So now, you know, let me take the opportunity to actually to correct some of the things, because some people here, they just talk blah, 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 and they don't know what they're talking about. This is not the, we just needed to actually to understand what is this NASIR and the SPLA and the relation to our independence and why we are celebrating this. This is what we needed to actually to talk about, because so many people are confused on the way. They don't know even what this one what they mean. First of all, I wanted to greet our people, the South Sudanese who are on the line, and the panel people who are debating this issue. My name is Dalarjin, the leader of the UPSS Union Party of South Sudan. You know, when we talk of NASIR Declaration or the 1991 NASIR Declaration, you know, I was in Bunga by then, and this is the interface of General Majagagot. So we were coming from Bunga and then coming to Gambele on the Kubri, just simply because Mengistu Mariam was overthrown. And now, you know, we were instructed actually to go to South Sudan from Ethiopia. And then so many people, they were going on that side of border of Bielfarm, and other people who were coming to Pichala. So I was among those Red Army that were coming to Pichala. And then when we arrived in Pichala, we just heard, because there was a problem. We actually were dealing with Mengistu, with the fallout of Mengistu Mariam. And actually the forces, our forces, we were fighting Adik, those rebel of Ethiopia. And after when we got actually defeated together with the troop of Ethiopia, then we came to Pichala. So from Pichala is when we hear about the defection of NASIR. Okay, that some general, those of Lamakol and Riek Machar, actually they are defecting from SPLA and forming their own. But now, you know, what I wanted our people to understand.
Not defecting, but breaking.
No. You know, I call it a defection. And you mark my word. These are the people that are misunderstanding the thing. Okay? The reason I call it is a defection, it was not actually a declaration of something. It was a defection of Riek Machar from SPLA to Anyanya 2. And that is what people don't understand here. You know, because our people, they have been fooled for so long. They don't know what is going on. First of all, Riek Machar was a zonal commander.
That they defected to.
Hold on. Riek Machar was a zonal commander in Western Upper Nile. Okay, he was in charge of a more battalion. And what he was doing there, he was fighting Anyanya 2 under the General Paulina Matip in Western Upper Nile. He fought them for 4 years. Okay, 4 good years. After he was defeated in the battlefield, and then he was actually looking to surrender to Paulina Matip. But because he killed one of the generals from Paulina Matip named Malinkawai, and the way he killed that guy was inhuman. He cut his head and hung it on the Medan. So now, when he was defeated, he actually was fearing for reconciling with Matip, because actually he was defeated and there's no way he can do. There's no alternative. So the only thing he did was to come to Eastern Upper Nile and talk with Gordon Kong so that they can reconcile him and Paulina Matip. And this is what our people actually don't understand. So when he came to Eastern Upper Nile, he met with General Kong, and they were to reconcile so that at least it doesn't look like a defeat. It just looked like actually that they are defecting from SPLA to Anyanya 2. And on the process, hold on.
Did
Write it down.
Charles,
hold on.
Give him a chance, and it will come you around later.
Yes. So on the process of the reconciliation between Paulina Matip and Riek Machar, actually was Lamakol, who actually confused everything. And that's what I want our people to understand. So Lamakol did not understand what was going on between the Nuer general. Okay? So he came up, he said, okay, now, since you guys, we wanted to go to Anyanya 2, then this is what we can do. We can declare NASIR declaration instead of joining Anyanya 2. So Lamakol actually was a distraction here. And then he came up with, Garang was a dictator. We need a democratic movement. Nonsense. Those nonsense. There is no human right. What Charles was talking, those are from Lamakol, actually, diary. The Lamakol a point. But it was not the real what was going on. What was going on was that Riek actually wanted to join Anyanya 2. But because of Lamakol, he could not do it because Lamakol came and confused everything. He came up with a lot of things and was like they are making a new movement, not joining. So that is why this thing now is a confused issue. Because, you know, if Riek was actually joining Anyanya 2, right now it will make sense. Because Anyanya 2 was calling for the independence of South Sudan. That is what they were fighting for. And they were fighting SPLA because they wanted independence of South Sudan. Now, for him to join, and for the confusion brought by Lamakol, they say, okay, instead of calling independence of South Sudan, and you write down the word that they were using, then they call it self-determination. You see, there is a difference between independence of South Sudan and self-determination. So they just rename the word. And by renaming the word, you know, this is very dangerous. Even for us right now, people who are learned, it is a dishonest, and it is taking ideas of other people and actually trying to manipulate it. This is wrong. It cannot be done by a PhD, because that is what we say is copying actually is a violation of what we call ideas, is a plagiarism. You know, that is what was happening, because you cannot say these people, they were fighting for independence of South Sudan, and then now instead of you joining them, you say, oh, we have something called self-determination, and self-determination and South Sudan is just the same thing. So that is those confusion, they were coming from Lama Call. Self-determination was a confused, it was not true, because already there was a vision. There was a vision from Anyanya 2 for fighting for independence of South Sudan. So self-determination was just for the copy. They were disowned. Actually, it was a corruption. They corrupted that. And then again, Lama Call say, okay, that Garang was a dictator. That one alone also was false. It was wrong, because that Garang has never been has never been a president, or has never been a leader of organized forces. Garang was using SPLA as a tool to fight injustice in Sudan. So there should be no, we say, oh, he's a dictator or what, because he's a general, he's an army general. So that dictatorship was just a confusion again for democracy. Okay, how will a gorilla be a democratic society or a democratic?
So you said. So you said
all this,
Charles was not a dictator.
So hold on. So all this, all the mess, I want to tell our people, all those mess that were there, they were confusion brought by Lama Call. Riek was actually joining the Anyanya 2, and when Lama Call wanted a leadership, Lam wanted to actually to lead the SPLA, but there's no way he can do it. So that is why those confusion that were brought, they were from Lama Call, and they don't make sense, all of them. If we evaluate one by one, they don't really make sense. So what is happening is this: there was lack of vision. People, they don't have vision. Lama Call don't have vision. Riek Machar don't have a vision. John Garang don't have a vision. So that's why they confused. Because if we look at the May 16, okay, May 16, 1983. They were based on fighting for Sudan as a whole. But there was already a vision from Anyanya 2, the existing forces in Bielfarm. They were fighting for independence of the South. And that is why sometimes I say, you know, if you don't have a vision, and you grab something because you have a force, it's not going to work. That's why things don't work. It will eventually fail, even if it takes years. Because, you know, if you look at the way Torid Mutiny, like now, everybody right now, you see, is claiming, oh, I have a victory. The Nuer celebrate the NASIR faction, NASIR Declaration 1991. Denga might celebrate the May 1983. Equatorian might celebrate the Torid the Torid Mutiny of 1955. This, you know, all this, if you look at them, this is what we call tribal victory. People are claiming for victory, and for nothing, because of lack of vision. They don't credit they don't credit the person who produced these ideas. First of all, who produced the idea of South Sudan independence? If you look at it, it was not 1955. No, it was not 1983. No, it was not 1991. All those guys, they were corrupting the idea. The correct ideas, the correct thinkers that we need to credit, those were the people who sat down in 1947. Those were the correct guy actually that produced what we call South Sudan right now. Even though we are shielded by election, but the idea itself that we will have South Sudan as an independent country, it's coming from those people who met and actually talked. Actually, they call it Juba Conference. And when Juba Conference was actually done, people talk about South Sudan being an independent country, but there is no way they can do it. Now, some general in Torid, if I go to Torid, those people who went and grab it, they say, oh no, now there is some talk about South Sudan being independent and we are stationed here, and then we can grab it, and then maybe we'll the first people to do it. I think one of the Maladimawalis is Ronaldo, named Ronaldo, was a guy who actually trying to shoot the gun in Torid. And eventually, after when he shot the gun, they actually defected. Most of the officers were killed, and a lot of people died in Torid. And then he went outside, and the Arab came to him and pursued him. Then he went back. After he went back, all the soldiers that refused to be transferred to Khartoum, they were all transferred and integrated. And Ronaldo actually was killed in a parade. He was actually slaughtered by Arab. You see? And then Turid Mutini ended. The reason it failed because those guys, they just grabbed something. They are innocent. They don't know where the idea is coming from. So my friend, idea is a vision. If you don't have a vision,
if you don't know the history,
jump.
Please,
hold on.
Please.
Hold on. What I'm trying to say here is that
I'll give you 30 seconds so you can wrap up, so I can give you a chance.
Yeah. So what I'm trying to say here is this. Idea, when you have idea is very important, is the one that should be celebrated, not the action, not the faction, not my tribe. And that's why we are having a lot of tribe. So the history will be straightened later on. And what I wanted to summarize, SPLA, whether it's 83, whether it's 91, whether it's 55, all those things, they are wrong. They should not be celebrated. And let me tell you the reason why they should not be celebrated. When something go wrong, when there is something that is very, very bad, something that actually can cause some resettlement, something that can cause anger, usually if you repeat it, it will blow into people's mind, and always people fight. So I will suggest that all these things, we just need to focus on the independence of our country. Even though it was brought by the foreigner, it was really supported by the American, and we voted. That is what we need to celebrate. That is what should be actually combine all those things. And any other thing, those are just they were just hunger. They were just tribal war, and they should not be celebrated in a country by law. You can celebrate it. You can write a book about them. You can put them in a story, but not to come in a country and make them like holiday, like they really should. If you do that, that will be war, because they always cause hunger. There's a lot of destruction that they cause. So now, what I'm saying here is that NASIR Declaration, there's a lot of things that it costs. Okay,
seconds.
It costs a lot of really.
Then we have second round too. You can come later on, and let me give other people to speak their chance. So, Charles, you will respond to Bola. Let me give this chance to Dane Kamis. And before I give this chance to Dane Kamis, I want to tell our viewers who are watching, especially Samuel McKerbol, I see your negative word there. Please, we don't allow those words. Please choose your word wisely. Or so I delete that comment. But if I see another word that you wrote, I will block you. Thank you. So, then Kamis, this chance is yours, my brother.
Thank you, Brother Medit, and all my brother Charles, Gabriel, Don Legend. Thank you for for turning up. I'm not going to go that far. Don Legend actually said a lot, even though he has some contradictory. It's a statement that he put in there, putting everybody on a spotlight that all of them had no vision. then how did we end up to win the the independent if there was no vision? But he said a lot. Thank you. That's why I people like him sometimes. Yeah, they making when.
Okay, then do you have a network problem?
Hello. I'm here. I'm here. Somebody just kept calling.
Okay.
So I'm here. I don't even know why I just rejecting it, and he just kept calling. Anyway, Jesus, you hear me, right? Do you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, okay.
Let him talk first with that guy. Take him out, and then we talk.
Yeah, we hear you, Dengamis. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Okay, thank you. If you hear me, I said John Largen
You said a lot. Thank you. Sometimes we have to agree and disagree. At the same time, we can disagree and agree at some point. Not every point that somebody bring up is always a negative to everyone. So congratulations for your party. You're working hard for it. And if you're not going to use it as a narrative, then maybe some people will join you sometime later in the long run. Because I love some ideas sometimes, the way you speak them out. It's a good. We don't have to. We don't have to know exactly what you what your
What
opinion.
is realism?
So Charlie, thank you for speaking, but you got to respect people here.
No, I'm asking you, what is neurialism? You said something neurialism. What is it?
You're not asking me. I'm talking. I was just mentioning to Don Legend. So he may answer me back later on. Just be quiet and be respectful, please. What I'm trying to say here, there's only one thing. The 1983. The reason why we honor South Sudanese have to celebrate it. They are the one that started the war, and everybody break away from there. And what happened? Those who were actually defected from the SPLA, they happened to move back. They came back to join the SPLA, the SPLM, the SPLA again after they deserted. So if the 1991 happened and the SIM, we were the party that actually called themselves the SPLA, NASIR, then they changed it to SIM later. If they happen to bring the independent that they actually fought for, and they fought with Arab, all the South Sudanese could have not have any problem with them. But they deserted what their vision was different with what they were doing. They came to kill South Sudanese instead of going direct and fight the Khartoum government. And they come back to fight the SPLA. So that victory, it would be okay for you, whoever want to celebrate it. But there's a lot of victory that will be celebrated because I know the defection will it become our culture now. Somebody will defect tomorrow and start celebrating again. But 1983 is become a concrete source of independence of South Sudan. Everybody defected from them and they came back. So if you deserted the movement and you come back, you don't get a credit for what you went to look for because you lose it. So they lose it from the Khartoum government, and they came back to the army that they were actually fought against it. So there's nothing called celebration here. I'm not going to talk about about 2013 and all this thing. What we are trying to do here, we try to celebrate the events that kill our people that actually doesn't make sense sometimes. They don't make sense. We got independent. Whoever don't want to celebrate July 9th, that's your own problem. And there will be no another independent. At least you break away from South Sudan and become another country, then you're independent and start from there.
Can you limit the time because we are many? I need to go, man.
So you already spoke. You spoke a lot. So
you must
thank
stop.
you.
You take a lot of time.
Yeah, I'm taking.
Thank you.
So I'm going to just wrap up my points here. I agree with Don Legend because sometimes you have to emphasize the point that the other person brought out. Even though I have some disagreement, just a little point that he added in, I cannot make it 0 to him. So I actually say that what happened Lemakor, and Ryumachar, they went and they did not brought what actually they went there for. They went to Khartoum for independent self-determination of South Sudan, but they did not get it until they came back to the same person that they deserted, and they united again, and we got independent now, which is the history is still going back to 1983. We have history of the Anyanya too, and all of this, which only what we can do, we can respect them. But other things that were actually done tribal, the way people were actually fight as a tribal militia, we don't have to go through that. I'm not going to answer Charlie, because all he said is always business. I don't really go with that. I respect people, but when you don't make sense, you better not join the people, because you don't know what you're talking about. We're talking about the future of our nation here. Whatever happened in the past, why it happened, we have to recognize the way it happened and shouldn't happen again, and we have to move on. But when you come here and just try to track other people, it don't make any sense. I myself, I don't like Riek Machar to death, but other Nuer, I don't have problem with Nuer, because somebody misled them to come and kill my family. But the person who led them is the one that you have an issue with me. So here, when I talk to somebody like John Legend, is my brother, and we can go back and reconcile back later on and fix our problem, what had happened in the past. So I have to stop from here. Thank you.
Thank you, Brother Dinkabiz. Right now, guys, let's be focused on the topic. That's good. No more personal attack or anything. We can disagree to agree. Charles, let me give this chance to you back to respond to what I see you are very eager to talk. So Gabriel, hang on, I will come back to you. I will come back to you. So Charles, go ahead.
There is some point I'm going to Charles too.
Thank you, brother Makur. I like always when you are moderating. That's why I
no, this is Medina. It's not Bol.
You're somebody who is neutral.
This is Medina. It's not Bol. It's gone.
Cannot know you. Cannot differentiate you.
Oh, they magic. You're gonna block me now. I know.
No, I'm not. I don't block people. You are the one who
gonna throw me now, Magic.
You are the one who
block you. He beats me, and thank you the point. The chance.
Okay, yeah, thank you,
Magic. You are lovely one. You are lovely one to
I don't differentiate them, yeah. Itagaldes takam bilen. Okay. Itania, brother.
Yeah.
And all those of Gabriel and those of the Kemis Garang and Dollar J. Yakwana al Siasa Vita Sudan. This South Sudan politics, you can never and ever rewrite it. And South Sudan politics cannot be rewritten by people who doesn't know the history, who never participate in the history. It will never be rewritten. So, you know, Dollar J, Union Party or Union Postal Service of America, or UPSS. United States Postal Services. So, you need to recollect back the vision of those people who fought. Who are you to come and rule out that the Anyanyawan have no vision? The Anyanya 2 have no vision. And the SPL have no vision. The NASIR faction have no vision. Where? Imagine, this is why we say that people who are educated, who assume that they're educated, I don't know how do they get this education. Did you really attend primary school? Did you go from primary up to intermediate level? You go to secondary, you go to university?
This is not, Charlie, this is not academic classes. We're not here. We're not. This is not an academic class here. You just go to your point.
Kemis, we don't have dictatorship. Let's say we have free media.
Yeah,
Charlie, let me direct you back.
You've been attacking the guy for so long. We're not here to attack just one person all this time.
Hang on, guys. Hang on, Dengamis. Charlie, go back to your point.
Yeah, let me get my point.
Yeah, no personal point. We can disagree with each other, but don't go to the personal attack. So just go to direct.
Look like national, look like a Korko. Here. Is he a Korko? So, please, I'm responding to Dollarje. Dollarje has nothing to offer. He failed to narrate the story in a way it happened. He just come to do here propaganda. Okay? He just come to do here propaganda. Okay? Yes. I agree with you, Atom. I agree with you. Lake State media, they are always a bit free. Only when Majak and Kenny are here, they cause problem. Only Mapur is best. So, Dollarje. Yeah, Majak. You see, like people Dollarje, who are rewriting the history in what he think, while the majority, the millions of South Sudanese, agree that the Juba conference make a foundation. The person who participated in the Juba conference, our MPs, the first MPs, those of both, those of Father Saturno, they fought in Anyanya 1. They led Anyanya 1. How do you say that it is not a history? When that Anyanya 1, when we signed the 1972 agreement, some people resist that we need the independence of South Sudan. And then that's why Anyanya 2 came in 1975.
It's not, it's
okay? And then from that, they continue to fight until the SPLA came 1983 and took over. So, and then we came, Garang come with the ideology of a new Sudan. How can Dollarje deny that ideology of Garang, of new Sudan? Even up to today, there are some people still making noise on the South Sudanese people that they want to be reunited with Sudan, with that vision of Garang. Then Dr. X said, no, this is not the ideology of our people. This is not the ideology of the people of that set in the Juba conference. That's not the ideology of the people who formed the Anyanya 1, the Toriti Mintuni of 18 August 1955. And that's why we have self-determination. And Dr. Geren say, okay, let's come, brother. We can reunite. Let's see who will win. Let's come together. And that's where the victory comes. That's where Sudan government were able to accept the agreement. That's because of the ideologies of our people, the contribution of our people. You know, people like Garan Kamis. Yes, it is very unfortunate for me to be such in such a media where some people, young people, who don't know the history because they know how to type on Facebook, now they say, Kala, they know the history of our people. Do you only mind the people who are killed in Bor, or do you mind all the population of South Sudan that are killed everywhere during the Torit Nasir faction? You should be minding of those. You should not even just liking yourself, while we are, some of us still have pain of that. We all suffered. And that's why we say that South Sudan should be a free country, a country for all people, a country where Lake State media can say anything wrong about the system in the government without being arrested. Those of Majak, Omakuru, Mekeni to be arrested by national security. Because all of us contributed for that nation. Some people cannot come here and hijack the history and think that they are the only people who fought for that nation. And they are only people who were the victims of Nasir faction. Do you know the victims of Torit factions? If we give you the statistic, are you not gonna get shocked? Bor might be one town. What about other poor, other countries, other countryside? Do you even ask yourself the massacre, the Gajak massacre of 1985? Was Dr. Yak there? Was it not the SPLA? You people, Dollarje is here. Can he deny the Gajak massacre that was slaughtered by the Garang, the citizens of Gajak? These are all the contributions that that contributed to the liberation of our country and the history that we don't want to remember badly. But we can remember it so that no one can repeat such a behavior.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Okay, I will give you 1 minute, Dwala Jen to interject. So before I give other people, other guests.
Yeah, you know, Charlie, sometimes, you know, we needed to be like intellectual, like the way we can argue things. When I say that there is no vision, it means that there are people, there are events that are not true. And the reason they are not true is because they didn't have vision. So if something don't have vision, usually they end up failing. If you look at, you know, sometimes if you look at an airplane, if you fly with the airplane maybe from Canada to South Sudan, and you believe in a pilot, everyone they believe in a pilot. But when the pilot got lost, they don't know the direction. What happened? Everybody is betting whether to die or the pilot will do something. It's the same thing in a vision, in a leadership vision. If a leader don't have vision, the people, they are betting in you. So every time when you lead people, you're leading them to somewhere you don't know. And that is why it end up failing. So SPLA, I don't deny Gajak were killed. The reason Gajak were killed is because SPLA don't have vision. John Graham didn't have any vision. Because John Graham, when he came to join Nyanya 2, he found that Nyanya 2, they were already fighting for South Sudan independent. And then, because he doesn't want to agree with their vision or wherever they are fighting for, he introduced fighting for the whole Sudan. Is that the vision? It did not measure it, it did not succeed, and it's just a nothing. So if there were thinkers to evaluate things, John Graham will have been evaluated and they will tell him this is wrong. But people also told him he's wrong. Because they knew, people thought about it, they knew whatever was introduced, he was trying to introduce, it was not going to work. And indeed, it failed. So whenever you thought about something and it's not a vision in your brain, it always failed. To read Mutiny was a failing because it was a failing revolution, military revolution, because they don't have vision. Because they heard there was a discussion in Juba conference, and then they grab it. They call it to read Mutiny. It's not the same as South Sudan independence. So we have to, you know, if we are finding truth here, we have to be careful about ideas first. Who thought about these ideas? Don't just grab ideas.
Where do you pick your UPS? Which ideology? From which ideology?
Okay, yeah, that's a good question. That is really a very good question. Madid, let me just 1 second, let me respond to him. You know, for me in South Sudan, all the South Sudan media now I have been talking about UPS. My idea is very clear and is different from any other person. I'm talking about tribalism, to eliminate tribalism in South Sudan. That is the vision. And by the time when I achieve that idea, there will be no any tribalism in South Sudan. You cannot compare me with Riek Machar who don't have vision. Now, NASIR Declaration, what did it produce? Tell me one thing that NASIR Declaration produced, my brother. It killed all the Nuer people, it divided the Nuer, it killed South Sudanese, a lot of destruction. Is that the vision? Tell me, what kind of vision is that?
Okay,
it's not a vision, but it's just a destruction way of just for people who don't know, they don't have plan actually. Somebody don't have plan, sometimes crisis can happen. But if you thought about something, usually it will help and it can be achieved. So my brother, I have a very clear vision. All the people of South Sudan, they know that I'm fighting to eliminate tribalism. And by doing this, I'm calling for integration of the people of South Sudan, not to divide them. I'm very clear. My vision is clear. If you don't understand it, go and read my article and then some of the book and some of my speeches from social media. You will understand what I'm talking about. Look at Riek now. How many times is forming and they are failing? A lot of movement. The reason they fail is not because it's because he's hijack. You know, you hijack something that is not yours. You go and hijack it. So people who do that, and then they maybe die, and then you try to implement it, and then you don't know what you're doing. For example, right now, If I give you my movement, you don't know anything about tribalism, how you're going to eliminate in South Sudan. If I give it to you, are you going to implement? You will fail. But if the thinkers are there, then they are likely to succeed. That is why I'm telling you, Riek Machar liked to grab things, and he learned that from John Garang. Because if they were honest, they were supposed to join Anyanya too, not to introduce new thing, New Sudan, or maybe fighting for old Sudan. All these are corruption. These are human beings that with a corrupt mentality. They don't want to agree with something that can really unite them. So they're always working for division. That is why there was a massacre in Gaza, and that is why there is a SPLA NASIR Declaration, and that's why Riek Machar actually learned through this corruption and try to cook different. That's why Lamarcol was actually trying to put things that don't work. So all this is because they don't have vision and they try to grab.
Okay, thank you guys. I don't want you to be this one-on-one debate. So thank you.
I'm gonna be one. But no, we need to make some correction here.
Yeah, you will make correction. Okay, Charles. Okay, go ahead. 1 minute, Charles, and then let me move to other people. Okay, good.
Yes.
Madid, brother, you messing up the
No. Guys, look. Okay, hang on.
What about W? Guys, what about W? He's been here for long and he didn't say nothing.
No, hang on, guys. Listen, debate. This is how the debate works. If two people are going head to head, we need to give them a little bit time so that they can make their point. It's not here. I don't like cut people in the middle. So let the person make their point, and then that person interject, and then after that, and then I move to that person. That's how the debate is. So if I cut Charles off and cut Bola off, that's not good. I need to be fair here. So this is how it is, and this is how we need to come to the South Sudanese. So
we want them to listen to us too.
It's coming to you. It's coming to you. The time that I give them, when they finish, then I will go move to you guys. So interject. If somebody speaking, interject.
The same way now, always.
So interject, guy. Somebody talk, and then I want to interject. We give that person interject in 1 minute, and then move to that person. That's how the debate works. That's how things go. So now, has been said, Bormakur. So you are here.
Something. There is a point brought by Denkamis.
No, hang on. We will come back. We will come back to you. Let me move back to people who didn't speak. Okay. So Charles, you said that you need to declare. I won't give you 1 minute.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm
gonna be 1 minute.
And then well. So that's how it will go. 1 minute,
yeah,
Charles.
All of you. Thank you, brother Majak. I give you credit. I will draw some benefit of doubt on you. Now I will draw a bit. You're good. Okay? So, Kedana Sadita cool, including this Garan Kemis. Where did Dollar united the people of South Sudan? He is in Nebraska, or where? Where did you see Dollar J bring all the unity of the tribe of South Sudan? Where did he address them in in his meeting? Where did you see his photos with all the tribe of South Sudan? Yeah, Kailo Rita Dollar. You're the worst a liar in the social media.
But I'm addressing you right now. Are you not from
Let me talk.
Okay.
The ideology that you are dismissing is very shameful to you, because I thought you could be building that UPS is taking the ideology from those people who found it, and there were some errors that we need to correct. Ideology is built on one and is corrected. For you, you are an IO. You defected, right? Because IO have ideology. IO have an ideology to transform and reform South Sudan. It was not a movement initiated. It is a movement that was born out of self-defense. You know that.
Wrong transformation.
So you cannot rule that Anyanyawan did not have a vision, and the SPL has no vision, and Anyanya 2 have no vision, And dollar, it a molud within this year. It out to come and have a vision tag, they come out of the blue. Are you okay? This is why we say that it is not education that matters in South Sudan. It is not about talking on Facebook. Can you really talk to South Sudanese people and say that Anyanyawan has no vision, SPLA have no vision? Will you even talk? Because this social media, we have the ideology. The Nazi faction have an ideology that resulted to the independence of South Sudan. That credit must be celebrated. That credit must be maintained. That credit must be written.
Challenge.
That credit must be promoted. That credit has to move forward so that our future generation will be able to understand and write history correctly. Don't come and bring your history.
Challenge.
That is a mess up.
I think it was the point of clarification that you were making, right? Because
what the South Sudanese citizens die for. What is look like Itahile? Do you know even that Itahile land with Ongario people?
Good guy is not going to stop, man. He's not going to stop.
I want to chat
the past victory of Anyanyawan. Do you know that history? Because you don't know. People died. People were massacred. Houses were burned. Animals were taken. And you are ruling that there was no ideology.
We don't even have that tribe called Itainle in South Sudan, man. I don't know. What
There's no tribe called Dinka. No.
Then Kamis, that's not you know, the word you're saying is symbolic. It's not going to happen in our watch.
I'm the next person.
Please don't. Yes, no. I'm just answering what our brother did. Kamis. Don't say that.
It's not there. No, you don't say no. It's not there in our in the book. How are you going to put it here on Facebook? It's not one of the tribes.
Hold on, guys.
Written the Constitution of South Sudan.
No, we don't have Itainle in South Sudan as a tribe.
You don't have even think as a tribe in South Sudan. You know that. It is not in the Constitution. What mean the Constitution where Dinka is? Which article? Which article in the Constitution? Tell me.
Charles.
Yes.
Charles.
Yes.
Charles, don't be carried away of something very little. If somebody say Itahile is not in the book,
tell me, Amaku, where in the Constitution is Dinka written as a tribe? Mention, I can read now. Yes.
Hold on. I'm not stopping you from claiming Itahile. Even me, I want to go there and buy one car from Itahile and keep it. But this is what I'm saying. If somebody says something about your tribe, do not leave your topic and that shift your mind because of what they just said. It's very little. So just leave it, you will respond.
If I said Dinka is not also a tribe.
No, it was never that question, sir. We
don't need Dinka anymore. We don't even need Dinka anymore. We don't need Nuer. We don't need Taposa. We need South Sudanese.
They Mukta Bagara. They do Mukta Bagara. Lisa for America. Lisa might change that. Lisa Mukta Bagara.
Who are you talking? Who are you talking to? Are you talking to me or the legend?
Guys,
how do you deny how can you deny that?
You know, Charles. You know the problem with Charles is this. Charles doesn't depend.
No, I knew everybody. I knew everybody.
Yeah. 1 second.
No, I knew
you know,
Charles, because
Charles
people don't want to listen to me.
Between self-determination and independence of South Sudan. They don't have any difference. And I want you to tell South Sudan whether they have different. These two things, self-determination, it means South Sudan. So if Riek has a vision, why can he support Anyanya 2 or who are fighting South Sudan and he called for South Sudan? He was creating a self-determination that means the same thing. That is one. The whole Sudan, fighting for a whole Sudan as a secular, as a total different with the independence of South Sudan. And that is what John Garang brought, fighting for a whole Sudan. So you need to go and, thinking The problem here is that thinking is what actually is supported. And that's why when we broke out, is because our brain is telling us something is not true. You can fool people now, and then later on they realize.
Majak, there's something Dollar J is missing here. Ask Dollar J. No, there's a question here that I want to pose. Where did you find that Paulino Matip was fighting? Was he fighting under Khartoum, or was he fighting under Anyanya 1 as independent outside of Khartoum?
Paulino Matip was Anyanya 2 commander fighting against Riek Machar in Western Apanal. He was a member of Anyanya 2.
But this is not aligned with the government.
Give a chance. Only the point of clarification. Go ahead and.
My brother, I'm leaving. I'm leaving. I'm not talking. I'm just leaving. God bless you. Thank you. I'll see you guys again.
Well, you cannot leave. You was looking for me badly. Why you leaving?
You being late. I have to do.
These are the Dinka that we don't want to be. These are the Dinka that are messing the Dinka. This is a type one. They came is that. You know?
Yeah, you know.
I don't know. I want place.
Are you okay?
Charles, there's no room for insult. Charles, please.
I'm not insulting.
There is no room for
insulting.
Like this guy.
If you said they ras bitakelip and Yunta is small tribe, if the big tribe get made later on, you will be crushed. So don't insult Yunta.
Hey, never. Jews have never been crushed.
Minority only. No problem.
Yeah. Forget that there will be a tribe, whether it's small or big, will be crushed in South Sudan.
Okay.
Okay, Kalas. Who is next, Madi?
Okay. Now, Bol, the channel is going to Gabriel. Go ahead.
Gabriel, go ahead.
Okay, shukran, Bol and
sorry, my brother Gabriel. I'll leave the show. I'll be back later. Okay. I'm sorry for not.
No worries,
yeah.
And,
thank you.
No, them.
أنا بشكر إنتكم كلكم. أنا برجع أول بأول. أنا رجل open your screen. Look, watch at me. My phone is going to be something بسيط بس أنا ما بتكلم حاجة تاني. First, أنا ببدأ بالسؤال. I will start with the question. Are we believe before we are Sudanese? That is number one. Number two. Now, for all of you, do we believe now that we have the national language in our country? Number three, do you believe that all of us, we are in the city here, we are going to negotiate something to unite South Sudanese? These three questions, I start about it. To come to facilitate them before you are not answer me, I have to appreciate about the dollar John a bit. Because all the time I'm disagreeing in any show with him, but today he touched some of the right point. I can agree with him. So accept the point it was called, all these movements, they did not have a vision. This is wrong, totally. Whatever in Tori, in whatever, Anyanya 1, Anyanya 2, SPLM, they have a vision. But the wrong is this. نحن نشبغى حب النفس زي ما بيستاد فيها المحترم تشارلز. حب النفس هو اللي بيهب على انه الكلام اللي بيطلع يكون من عنده، لكن غير قادر على التوصيل، وانما يخلق مسألة بتاعت التفرقة العنصرية من داخل بين ابناء الوطن الواحد كما فعلوا في الاستوديو حاليا. على حتى انت عشان انت تعمل هجوم للجماعة او للقبيلة ما بوصل الناس لقدام، اخير تعمل اتاك للحزب او للفيجن بتاع الحزب.
يا برادر الهجوم انا بدا الزول قال ما بيتاهيله ده ما هجوم له يتاهيله ما تنكر زول بقبيلته قال ما بقبيله كده
ما تشبه مودينا ساعه ونص وبين وبين بول
Dale wala bukata inade inade kushu butaga bukata bara ya wadi zol be kula
ما في زول يتكلم عن قبيلتك ما في زول يتكلم عن باريا ما في زول يتكلم عن ابا نايل نعرف نتكلم عن الغادة والبيجون نعرف نتكلم في سم اللي هو انتهت في الخرطوم باتفاقية بتاع الخرطوم للسلام اللي انا بنتكلم عن نيانيوان وهو انتهت بينها القائد عبد الله شوال اللي هو المفروض هو صاحب البيجن بتاع نيانيتو عبد الله شوال هو القائد البيجن بتاع نيانيتو مع هذا قوتين لكن غير مواصلين ما عندهم ثقه عشان يتوحدوا مع القياده العسكريه في حركه شعبيه ليه ما وحدوا ده نفس البيجن الموجود. نمبر 3 نحن كلنا هنا نحترم جنوب السودان لأن الدولة وفي الوقت الحالي ما في حاجة اسمها SPLM in chief or commander in chief or SPLM in chief كلهم قطعهم في قوات Unification Army Unification Force ده قوات جنوب السودان بواحد SPLM وغيره
SPLM أيوه في commander in chief of chairman
أيوه ده أنت ما تقاعد الناس يا تشارلز أيوه ده يعتبر ده حزب ده حزب لكن ما في جيش انت المفروض تسمع كلام وزير الدفاع ايوه حزب لو بتتكلم في حزب ايوه لكن لو بتتكلم في عسكريه ما في قواده يجيب كمان يجيب تعذب عليه ان ايوه in opposition انت هو عليه في حكومه كيف يكون في
I just want to interject
وين انتوا ما عندكم التزامات لا بتعرفوا اسس بتاع الاحزاب
Tawadi.
Noise will start again, Charlie. Just let him finish and we'll give you a chance.
Charles, before I was quiet when you talk, I did not touch you or I did not interrupt you. You should respect yourself, please.
I will send him to Itahili village now.
Huh? You can argue with the hostess, but don't argue with somebody have a chance of it to comment his. Zol huwa bugul kilmatu aktibu down, but then say ana in this world zol. Please. عشان كده انا بقول لان ده نفس الفيجن الوحيد رجعنا ورا نحن الجنوبيين نحن قلبنا فيه واحده لكن بدنا بالنفس كل واحد بقول انا يعوب بفهم اكثر من ده وانت ما فهم بتاعك اللي انت عارفه انت ما قادر توصله للثاني خد من ده وخد من ده وتعالج معهم قول انا ليدر عشان كده انا ما عندنا قضيه اول باول عندنا 3 region we respect them Equatoria Upper Nile and Barakadal wherever you are from the Barakadal you have to respect Barakadal don't ما تمشي هناك تفرتكم ده دينكا وده غير نان دينكا ده ما ينفع ولا دوار ما تفرتكم ده دينكا وده نان دينكا ما في سياسه قبليه بيمشي قدام نحن كلنا غير مؤهلين لاداره الدوله نحن بلدنا ما فيها لونجويج ليه نحن بنحتفل قبل يعني اندبندنت بتاع ساوث السودان ليه الناس كانوا بيحتفلوا ب 56 واحد 56 ما دي عشان ترتبوا الانجليز اوكي اللي ترتبوا عرب 1983 ليه ما درنا يحتفلوا بو الاندبندنت بتاعكم بتاع الساوث 9 of July ليه ما درنا يحتفلوا بو أنا بقول لو قلت reason because of security is not established well there is insecurity in the country I will agree with you but if you say أنتوا ما بتعرفوا ليه عشان ده ما بنعمله celebrate is wrong this is the day you put your board democracy you start to show the democracy to the people you vote for your referendum is your right and is my right we can come together and celebrate it you cannot deny it without then something reasonable. Which is
thank
logic.
you.
All right. Number 4. Ana Loita Jit. قلت عايز you want to repeat حاجة اللي أنا ممكن أتفق معك في فون واحد. لازم يصل مديد وبول، لازم يصل تعديل في ورقة ده في tropical فوق ده 2013 2016. I need them to be take it off. لازم تحسبه برا because ده بيفكر زول كراهية. حاجة اللي بيجيب كراهية ما في داير فوق زي 1991 يشيلوا برا و 2013 2016 يشيلوا برا، لأن ده حرب بتاع سياسيين، ده ما حرب بتاع أحزاب، ده ما حرب بتاع قبائل. 2016 2013 91 ده بتاع السياسيين، لكن التنفيذ تغيير من قرن ماسكو إلى كير ماسكو اللي جاء ضاحت فيها قبيلة معين في أبناي. they are the wrong. they are the wrong. لزول اللي ما بيسمع
brother Madid.
brother Gaibol.
Madid, you can go.
You are welcome.
Yeah.
ما سلمت عليك. نسيب Gaibol. مالا.
Thank you. Yeah.
We have to use. We are failing. Let you create. If you are South Sudanese part and you want to support, let you create the national language in the country. No Kiswahili, no English, no Arabic or whatever. Itu كلكم فاشلين. تتكلم باللغات الناس. Charles was learning English in Uganda. Mulu was learning Arabic in Khartoum. Mulu was learning English in the bush and whatever. We still did not have the language. Even in Parliament. Parliament it was look like the combined convention, Arabic and English. They mess up together like what I'm saying now. So if you want to talk, you have a vision, you should change something to bring the South Sudan together. South Sudanese people and to establish, change the education. Let we support Dr. Johnson to review the education system only. This is the only one can bring us. But forget about all the language you are focusing now.
Thank you. Thank you, Brother Gabriel.
You want to ask me or have the comment? I'm ready. I'm waiting for you. Charles is look like her.
Let me answer, Gabriel.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, Bolmakur, I'm about to excuse myself because we have a lot of people got try to join the show. Hang on. There are people try to join the show and we video told only 10 people. For those of you who just finished speaking, I will drop you guys off and I excuse myself so we can give a chance to others who are coming in. Gabriel and Dinkamis, you guys, I want to excuse you guys so that the newcomers can come because there are people who try to log in.
How many? 1 hour?
If they ask questions,
let me just comment before Kemis go, before Gabriel go.
No, I will never go.
No. This channel, guys, this channel is going to Santino Major. Gabriel.
Yes.
Gabriel, hang on.
Yep.
The channel right now is going to Santino Major. So Major is come after Gabriel and then and Steve and Guy Ball. This is the order how it goes. But there are some people who try to join.
So you want me to drop? You want me to drop off and come back later?
Drop. You drop and wait the show. Afterward, you can come back.
Okay. I don't have problem with that. But who is going to answer Charles when he tried to abuse me? Charles is abusing me, but I have to go anyway. Let the other people come because it makes sense sometime when. No, I'll listen to you.
You say that is an
Charles, please, can you please have some respect? I will listen to you. If I want to answer you, I'll come back. But I have to leave the room for others. Okay?
I want you to leave.
Hold on.
Thank you.
Okay.
Can we give them 2 minutes to answer Charles?
Wait.
Yes, give him the minutes. And he has to apologize for it against right, not just answer.
Charles, hang on.
Give him 2 minutes. and then we will give it back to Santino Maju.
No, I'll come back. I'll come back. It's okay. We just try to mess up here. I'll come back.
Let's give Kemis. Let Kemis stop before he goes. Let him answer me.
I'm going to listen at the background. Then when the other brothers, Gaibor and Santino, when they said out their word, I'll come back to answer whoever have a question for me. No problem.
Okay. Let him answer me first. Itagile, let him answer. Please give him a chance to answer.
Okay,
before he goes.
Charlie, stop muting yourself, okay? Okay, so Santino is your chance. Santino Majuro, go ahead. Bolma Kuramba, drop myself up so you can control the show. Santino, go ahead.
I thank you, Madid. أولا أنا بنراب الضيوف في استوديو ليج ستيت ميديا بما فيه برادر دولار جان Charles and other equal my friend. عشان أنا بنقوله أنا كنا in this world أولا نحن تلينا تليتوا من topic وكشيتوا في فيديو. السؤال بتاعي بنسأل على الاحتفال بتاع المجموعة الناصرية كان عمل في كارج ولا في ذاك الجنوب السودان؟ ممكن ترد عليه فات؟ I made it.
Bol, the question is going to you, Bol. Answer that question.
My question is that المجموعة الناصرية 91
لغياب الإنجليزي من
كان يتفل في No, عربي ما
ينبول
كمان ذاك الدولة.
Bol Makur, you mute yourself. You mute yourself. Bol Makur, you mute yourself so we don't hear you.
Okay. Santino Majur. Okay. With Arabic, I will not respond you very well. I will borrow interpreter Gabriel Malok to respond to you.
Okay.
I can translate sort of the seat. Let him say it loud.
My question is that. Huh?
The celebration it was
done Charles?
In overseas or in Israel or in South Sudan? That is his question.
In South Sudan.
Oh.
In 1991. The
1991
was celebrated in South Sudan.
كان احتفال قامت في ذاك Yes.
Guys, you are messing it up. Let the person repeat the question.
Oh, so I understand. Santino is asking me whether this celebration were celebrated in South Sudan or here in the West, right?
Yep.
In diaspora, yes.
Yep.
They were celebrated here in the West.
I can add support Makur.
Okay.
I want to add to you. The celebrations of these days, they are both celebrated by all South Sudanese in the West and back home.
Don't mess up, brother. Don't mess up. Don't mess up.
They were celebrated here in the West because people back home did not celebrate.
Uganda or other people are celebrating somewhere, but is that in South?
Yes, but not in South Sudan.
Yeah. Why
Thank you, Santino. Go ahead.
Okay.
Give Gaibol the right. Gaibol can tell us more information.
Why I've been asking like that? Yes. I want to know at first because we are all in diaspora. Something happened in diaspora maybe cannot happen in South Sudan, inside the South Sudan.
It should not be absolute.
In fact, when we come to the vision of the SPLM 1, they have a vision because they want open to show us the way how to liberate ourselves. If they are not success, it's time they give us the vision and come to Anyanya 1 in 1983. It's the same vision of Anyanya 2. The problem is here. We cannot celebrate to the one body who was defected to the same body. If we come to 91, if the 91 defected from SPLA and fight the government of South Sudan by another side, where they have a vision, the same will do one. But in the same, when they defected, 91, they returned back to kill a civilian in the same country, in the same body. How can we celebrate it? They lost the life of people, of civilians. Because that is we see there is no vision in that area. Even if you ask all citizens Southern Sudan, they will not agree for that. Because if you are defected today and you return to your people to kill them, citizens cannot celebrate for that. When we came to this here, like we go to very far, when the Murtaza come to Khartoum by the Sadiq al-Mahdi, government of Sudan cannot celebrate because Murtaza can come inside to fight in South Sudan, to Sudan, to change the government of Sudan. Did it happen, celebrate? No. The same 91 happened. In the same body, we cannot celebrate it because, again, the has body. When we decided, we see there is no difference between COVID-19. It killed the life of the people now around the world. My brother, let we talk the realize. No one against someone, but we have a painful in our heart.
Santino, a lot of people are asking you to speak Arabic.
Yep. When we come to Arabic. Brother,
I think his network is dead.
Yeah, it's freezing.
Okay, we will bring Stephen. Stephen, is he there?
No, Stephen is not there.
Yes.
Is there?
Yes, I can hear you. I think they say I'm after Santino, and then it's Stephen behind me. I believe that. That's what I heard. Him, I'm not mistaken.
You talked before.
No, I didn't. I didn't talk.
Was Isaac?
Unless if you guys want to do
When you call Isaac, Yakal. When Isaac, you call Uncle.
Okay.
Stephen.
Yes.
We did not talk in the show.
Come to the light. Come to the light. You are in darkness, my brother. Are you still in NASIR?
No, Bol, no.
I'm in Gambela. I'm in Gambela.
Bol, you are host.
It's dark here.
Don't say
Hey, I joke sometimes.
Go ahead.
My NASIR declaration is taking us back to the darkness. So,
yes.
Are you?
That's right. But there is people that will take us to the light area. People that
Stephen.
Yes. Listen. I'm saying I'm in Gambela.
Go ahead. So well can come, and Guy will be next. Go ahead, Stephen.
Oh, okay.
You're right, Mike. He's sleeping.
I greet you all, brothers. Yes, Okay, thank you
Stephen, are
very
you
much.
there?
Yeah, I'm there. So I greet you all, my brothers, and maybe the sisters which I haven't seen. So the thing is this: what I think NASIR declaration we're supposed to celebrate it. I can hear you. First, if you read through the history, the NASIR declaration had a vision, and if you see the vision for NASIR declaration is the same as the one for Anyanya. Okay, so it's like this. Anyanya wanted a republic, an independent of a South Sudan, which was headed by by these brothers, Samuel Gaitut and our other leaders. So and Riek himself, they had some agreement. They had some disagreement with Garang. Garang wanted a new Sudan, and second, and for us to accept a new Sudan, it means we have to agree as a country. Garang is only had one vision, which he think is the best for all of us. But Riek wanted us to talk as a citizen.
Bol, you can go ahead with the other one because Stephen was trouble.
Well,
yeah, you mute yourself so we don't hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. His network died.
Yeah, and you try to do subdual, now network kick him out.
Ma asma.
Chejan wallahi. Chejan mabur. Wallahi Chejan. We got to right. Let me say the truth.
Go ahead.
Anyway, okay.
Go ahead so that Bol can come and we put it back and go back to Dol.
Yeah, I'm really. I can do that. I can do. I think I can. Smuggling was 4 of them. 4. And
good.
Yeah, only one person can speak language that I cannot understand here. Only one person. But the rest,
what about Charles?
The rest, I can even pick up some. You know, Italy, Italy is a part of South Sudanese, and it being there before we are not even born.
Right.
Okay. So yeah. Okay. Let me come to the point. Thank you for the audience. This topic, it was not just being open in this show. It was open last night, and then until this afternoon, and then the show closed, and we were having an agreement, Gabriel and then Kamis. We was urging each other to come back when Bulma could tax and say within 30 minutes. And then from there I left. I went and I was being called to go and fix my iPad because it need ID, Apple ID. I was not set up the Apple ID because I tried to come and open it to set up myself inside, and it asked me for Apple ID, and there's a lot of questions I could not handle it. So I took it to Apple company, and they went and put the Apple ID. That's why delaying me. Otherwise, I could be in the show in the first time. Thank you. Sorry, I take that time for all audience. Salam alaikum, and also to agree to you all. This topic we touch it this afternoon. People asking 91 should be celebrated or not, because let's focus on focus. Let's not go to bullying each other. We need to go to understandable thing that we need to do. This is the only question. Is it 91 should be celebrated? I say yes, it should be celebrated, because 91 is what brings independence of South Sudan. And if you think person who say, oh, 91 was the one who killing people, and then it will draw us back. We say, oh, 83 kill people too. I have people who died in 83 because of liberation. 91, we called for self-determination of South Sudan, and it's what it succeeded us to make a Black American Congress to go to Kenya to unite these two leaders with the vision of independence of South Sudan, and we dumped what called Sudan People Liberation Army. That remained as a name in the back that people don't want to take that name out on our back to throw it back to the north, because they came to care to leave that name and bullying us with it in South Sudan. It's supposed to come in upgrading ourselves to South Sudan as a party supposed to be done. South Sudanese, South Sudanese, South Sudanese. We're still keeping the name SPLM, Sudan People Liberation Army, Sudan People Liberation Movement, which is is no longer in South Sudan. It's been done in 2002 when the agreement done between Riek Machar and General John Grant that lead us to independence, to peace of 2005. All right. So getting to that, if we point finger, killing. Yes, indeed. I agree that 1955 need to be celebrated. I agree. 1975 need to be celebrated. I agree. 1982 need to be celebrated. I agree. 1983 need to be celebrated. I agree. 1991 need to be celebrated. I agree. 2011 need to be celebrated. I agree. All those need to be celebrated. If you don't, I will say, hang yourself. You, the person who down one of those, hang yourself, because all those are historical for South Sudan. And we got that country. Because you didn't find yourself into that history and you try to bullying people with it, it will not work. It will not work. What do you find yourself inside? Celebrate it. If you didn't find yourself to anything, don't make noise. Leave those who are celebrating it, they will celebrating it. They are not going to ask you for anything. And this is the way that people think. They are ashamed for themselves when they see something that people are celebrating it, and then they become angry on that. That's unacceptable. If I refuse not to celebrate 2011, it's my right. And it's myself will ask myself why I didn't celebrate it. Maybe I vote for what? Maybe I vote for
unity.
For unity. Okay. This is the thing that we have to know. If I don't celebrate it, 1983, maybe I don't support what? I don't support unity. of Sudan. If I celebrate 91, maybe is what? I went back to the region of Anyanya too. So, what is that? Let's be fair here. Let's be fair on our own issues. And let's not do what? Let's not bullying ourselves. If it is happened to be I'm a minority within South Sudan, I'm a minority and I have right, because when we go to Bush in 1950 something, they didn't say, oh, it's a hilly, there are only 5 of them. We go and hide somewhere. We don't want you to join the fight of this liberation. Nobody give any document about that. If someone say that, let them say and say, oh, I give them a document and give them a pardon and say, hey, go and hide somewhere until when we got independent because you are pure. And if not, if did not happen like that, and today, after we got the independence in the Hajj season for ourselves, and come and bullying those 3 who remained and 2 died in the bush, and say, oh yeah, you know, you are only 2, you could not say anything here because you are very minority. This is unacceptable. We will never have a place in our country called South Sudan. If there's another tribe in South Sudan are not yet known yet, they will be coming out and have right. And their right will never be taken away while we're still alive. That's what. Let me go back to my brother's Dwal Arjun. Mr. Dwal, I hope if you could even open your video so you can see me, and I will see you how you feel when I was talking, because I'm turning my head to you now. I'm focused.
Let me call him. Dwal.
Yeah.
When Dwal Arjun, come back, come to the video.
Yeah.
Come to
Come
the
and
camera.
look for the camera and see me.
Thank you, Comrade Wall. Teach them.
You know.
Yeah, Mr.
Go ahead, Wal.
If people here come and attack me, and then you need to give me time to respond to them, okay?
Yes, I'm not attacking you. I'm not attacking you. I will be asking.
Okay, go ahead.
When did you apologize to come and bully people today? When did you apologize to the whole community? None. You didn't apologize. And today you're still coming and bully other South Sudanese. And while you refuse to apologize to your own clans that you was been bullying for the whole week, this is unacceptable. Look, someone who say something now and say something tomorrow have no vision. You have to say something that should be correct. I believe you told me one thing on the live video and say, oh, Mr. James Gadeda is going to declare himself. And I say, when is it? And you say, wait, today or tomorrow. What happened? I haven't seen anything. I was trying I was trying to say, I don't know what I will say it. And then I say, okay, let's wait for that day. Propaganda in our society, in this modern time, is not working. Let's be truth. Propaganda doesn't put anything into table in this time. We need peace. And when we need peace, we don't need to add propaganda on the issues like this. If there's no vision in the country called South Sudan today, we could not get it. Say there's a vision, but they will have no educated people who should sell that vision to the people. I will agree with you. All these I named here from 1950 something to 75, 1982, 83, 91, until yourself, who have a party that sitting in United States, all have a vision. You have been here in United States for 3 years. You are here with us and you are the leader of the movement. We haven't seen anything in the table where there is a peace talk when peace talk are doing away. And if you are waiting for election, this is not a place for it. Please stop bullying our society. Thank you.
Actually, I wanted to respond very quick. Yeah. First of all, thank you, Bulmakur. Wal Mabor. I have seen you sometime moving around with anything that is negative about me. But with me, I'm not a negative person. I'm very clear to South Sudanese. We are talking about NASIR Declaration. We are trying to examine whether it was really a movement. It should be celebrated as a movement or as an event, something very important. Here is what we are talking about. Okay, you say that it should be celebrated, and you are saying everything should be celebrated. No, you cannot celebrate everything. Let me tell you, my brother, if you celebrate something that actually can cause anger, if you celebrated it, you know that the hunger will cause grievancy, and the grievancy can cause thinking about revenge. The grievancy can cause fight, and grievancy can cause what we call a revenge, tribal revenge. And that is what my argument is, that if you celebrate, I think last week you were telling me, to apologize. Why do you want me to apologize? It's because we don't want to continue with negative thing. And actually I did. When I see things are going negatively, you need to apologize and you need to leave it, cut it off. Because if you insist on that, it's going to cause a lot of problems. So what I'm saying here, 1991 it was an event. It's not a historical thing that should be celebrated, and there's a lot of issues in it that can cause anger into people. Okay, so you can just remember it, but don't come and celebrate it publicly because we have a nation. 1983. Hold on. Hold on.
Trying to make people to be angry, but because you lie.
Wait.
Go ahead.
Charles, you will get your chance.
1983 was John Garang confusion. It is not a vision fighting for the whole Sudan. How will you go and achieve that? So if you cannot achieve something in your brain, that means that thing is not a vision. Okay, so John Garang actually went just to come and kill people for his own hunger for power. He could have just joined Anyanya too. They simply have a clear vision fighting for independence of South Sudan. It was very clear. If you really fighting for a cause, you should just join that. But look at, because he's a hunger for power, he doesn't have any vision, so he wanted to create something else. Definitely he divided the people, and that one should die with him. It should not be celebrated, because if you bring it up, the issue of Gaja will come up, the issue of Murle, the issue of Tagele that he killed will come up, because they were not vision, they were just power hunger. So if we have a country, that kind of thing, I don't think actually they should be actually celebrated. Okay, the Turid Mutiny was just a grab of idea from Bosdio, from Juba conference. It's not a vision. So whenever you grab something and you don't know whoever thought about it, it's really going to be very hard for you to actually pursue it into success, even to implement it. So what I'm saying here is that let us examine. Okay, a lot of these things, they should not be celebrated. But our independence, it was not actually, we didn't get our independence through barrel of gun. It was the American that give us the independence by actually giving condition to the Arab, a lot of condition, and then the Arab end up accepting accepting us to vote for independence. This is what need to be celebrated. So let's just not try to fool ourselves, Jama. Okay, you can fool the people who were herding cattle, but not us. Okay, I'm going to take care of my child here, and then I will be back. Okay, thank you.
Can I respond to Dollar J? Don't close your head again.
Hey, Bulmakur, you always muting yourself.
Yeah, because actually,
thank you, brother.
Guyball is here. Guyball will listen to you guys.
I am going to recognize you with your tribe, and I'm going to move you to Juba. Hold on. While Moko, thank you for always reminding me. Actually, I should have remained unmuted, but I want the condition to be very conducive because this is a very important topic that we are discussing. To make it comfortable for everybody, they all have responded to you, and he left. Now, actually, I really appreciate you for waiting silently and listening to people talk. I agree only with the one part of Don Largin. He talked very well, but I disagree with him. He said that South Sudan independence was not gained through the barrel. That was not correct for somebody like him who want to become a president to say. It is totally wrong. Yes, South Sudanese were our friend. I mean, the United States, they were our, peace partners between Arabs and us. It was SPLA. You will correct me later. No problem. Anybody want to correct me, that's fine. It was SPLA who engaged the enemy, who engaged the Arabs until they accept to come to the Naibasha. And John Garang de Mobura team with the DR Yegmachar wrote the CPA. So let's not accept what Don Largen saying. It is totally wrong. It is because of the SPLA. DR John Garang sit down with the DR Yegmachar after Yegmachar was convinced, and John Garang tell him, hey, we need to join together, and then we have to accept ourselves and open another chapter. And that's when they sit down, and CPA was dropped. And it was dropped because the SPLA was engaging the Arabs under Juba. They were fighting frontline in Juba. And that's when the Arab accept actually to come to the agreement. Yes, there was a pressure from international communities, but that did not make Arab to come to the table. It was through the barrel that made them accept to come to the table. So I have dismissed that talk from Don Largin, but I agree some of his words, as well as I agree also some of words from my brother Mabur. So right now we want to give chance to my brother Guyball to
I
comment.
just have a short response to, then I give to Guyball?
Okay, Itahili, don't make it too long, brother. I will give you a small chance, but don't make it too long, okay? Because Guyball waiting very patiently. I give it to you, do it very quick so we can swing it to Guyball, okay? Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Makur and Madit Majak. You are quiet now, it's good. And I want to say that thank you, Comrade Mabor. This is nationalism. There are some people who are learning to get politics in this social media. But you cannot make politics on national issues. You cannot make politics on the people on individual tribe. Like you say, whether it's one or two, it's still a tribe. The contribution make a difference in our struggle. Itahide would have been the first in the history of South Sudan, but because nobody talk about it, the Lotuko who colonized us, they cannot talk about the achievement of Itagile. right? It is like Arab. They cannot talk about the good thing about South Sudan. Never. It is like all these propagandists. They cannot talk about the good thing of NASIR faction. Because they will never. It is only people who participated in the NASIR faction, who know the history of NASIR faction, that can celebrate and educate them. Like you did.
Thank you.
God bless you. Viva.
Thank
Coming
you,
to this
Itaili.
propagandist
Itaili, before I get chance to Guy Ball, I want to let you know that
yes, I'm
Charles,
gonna give
I
you
want
just
to let
this
you
one.
know. Yes.
The history that we are talking about. Anyanya one open eyes with the Juba conference,
Right.
the open eyes
But
for the white
I
people.
just want to assure you.
They were not American there at that time.
Yes.
We should be talking about Israel.
Right.
We should be talking
Hold on,
about
Itaili.
Did Donald get know this?
Hold on, Itaili. I know you are one of these.
I didn't know that Addis Ababa March 1972 agreement. Shukran,
Charles. But I just want to assure you, you know, when we call the WOW previous governor to come and speak with us last time, he told us how John Garang recognized his small tribe, and he was sent from Bongo all the way to WOW. And he was told to go recruit and bring his people to the SPLA. With the SPLA, there is no division. Whether you are small and you are big, you are with us. I agree with Walke Mabur. He mentioned it very well. Somebody should be given a credit. And I thank him for mentioning that. So Itahili, you know what? If you are a tribe, you are coming to the book very soon. There's nobody who should be denied in South Sudan. If Itahili is there, like you said, we are happy to see you on the screen. You were lost and you are found again. Itahili were here. So always,
that is an insult. Makur, we are not lost. Please. It is also the thing also lost.
Okay, sorry, Baba.
So what I'm saying, let me tell you this history. In the whole of Equatoria, region, it is Itahili people who went to SPLA first.
Okay.
Led by my brother. 10 of them. Around 1984 or in 1983, and then they went and died in Tingli Desert. These were from Itagile. 10 of them. My brother was as a politician, and the youth went. He said, "You cannot go alone. We will accompany you to Ethiopia." This is a history people are not talking about. The whole Equatorians are not talking about it.
Thank you, Charlie. Thank you. I'm sorry that they have died in a Tingli because they don't drink milk. They don't have cows. I went to a Tingli and I resist because I drink a lot of milk. Because you always say dinka head like cow. So I drink a lot of milk.
Now you are bullying.
Oh, Malech.
Yeah, I think this is a chance to Guy Ball.
Okay.
Hey guys.
Guy Ball. Guy Ball.
Will you guys
all right. Okay. All right.
Thank you. Like us.
Thank you, everyone. Bol Makur, Madid Majak, Charlotte Ifao, Obitahili. I think we like it. Dolarjin. Welcome aboard. Jibril Malok. Thank you, guys. And the Bureau who are watching. This is a good topic to discuss because every topics matter. All right, and we are also Sudanese. We have different way of expressing ourselves. Today, we are celebrating the 29th anniversary of 1991, the complete and the final change for the Sudan history, and now we end up with South Sudan. Today, we all South Sudanese. The notion that NASIR Declaration of 1991 has led to untold massacre of South Sudanese social board is a fabrication. Why I say that? I don't think the declaration of 1991 is a declaration of massacre. It's not a declaration of massacre. That particular board community claiming sometime every year, Riek Machar has created a massacre on us. Therefore, we cannot even accept his leadership or supporting him. Today, this show is all about distraction. Not to celebrate this historical day. All right. you have a right to, not to dislike Dr. Machar. Not, he's a person, he's a politician. But the fundamental meaning of 1991 is not about the Boer massacre. Dr. Machar did not declare that I will kill Boer. The incident of Boer is a fight between the NASIR faction and Torit faction, and that is the fact. It's not because of the soldier of NASIR faction that went to war killing children, women. This is a war. The NASIR faction did went there. They fought against the Torit faction, those who support Dr. John Grant. And that's the indisputable fact. People have killed, people lost their life for sure, children, women, but it's not because they were directly targeted. It was a fight in the city. For sure, bullet has no friend. Or, bullet doesn't care about the children or women. Yes, women and children lost their life, but not because Riek Machar declared or authorized to go and kill people in Bo. That's something we want to correct if we want to make history to make it perfect. If you guys claiming that, yes, children have been killed, women, yes, true, I agree with you. That is the fight, but it's not that's Dr. Machar Asrai. Go to war and kill people. So this show is all about distraction of the celebration that has led this country to be independent. We are free from Arab slave. That is the fundamental meaning of 1991. 1991 has three fundamental important meaning. Number one, self-determination for the South. Human rights within the movement, SPLM, SPLA. Right? And also respect, democracy, human rights, democracy, self-determination for the South. These are the three fundamental meaning of 1991. So Dr. Machar is the third for the call of self-determination for the South. First one, Juba Conference 1947. Second, Torit Mutiny 1955. Riek Machar become number three. He is the final man for the right for self-determination for the South. He is the final person. So 1991 has changed. Dr. John Garang, already been converted into 1991, which means he accepts as self-determination for the South. And also he realized that, yes, there is a human rights violation within the movement. There is no democracy within the movement. He realized that. That's why he changed his mind for the so-called Unity of Sudan or New Sudan. Right now, we are a republic. We are South Sudanese. And that could be the reason why a lot of people who just support the vision of Dr. John Grant, they hate Dr. Machar to death. Why? Because they have, what happened? Because they have lost,
you are inside.
Okay, because they have lost their objective struggle. That's why they are so angry. And they are in the one who destroys South Sudan. They have looted a lot of money. And they are not even give credit to Dr. Machar. And now they are part to be a South Sudanese. And who's calling for South Sudan to be independent? Not late Dr. John Grant. It was Dr. Machar. And that's why people who have lost their objective struggle, they don't like Dr. Machar. We have to make something right. We all South Sudanese. Every South Sudanese has a right. If you did something good for the country, we have to realize that we have to recognize you. So the reason why people don't like Riek Machar is because Riek Machar is a champion for the South Sudanese struggle. His call for self-determination for the South is the final call. Without Dr. Machar joining Dr. John Grant for the so-called, for the CPA, we couldn't be here now. We should be could be still Southern Sudanese fighting for our right. What about if Dr. John Grant, Dr. Riek Machar said, I don't want to be a part of a CPA. There will be no declaration of the South Sudan independent. And Salva Kiir could not be as president of South Sudan. All right. So I don't even know why people did not give credit to Dr. Machar. Look, in the president of Salva Kiir, without Dr. Machar, he couldn't be a president of South Sudan. It could be Dr. Machar. think about when the image of SPDF and SPLA under later to John Grant. You know, Nairobi Declaration. Instead of following, Dr. Masha, Dr. John Grant, then Masha accept to be number 3 when self-care, he ran to Rumbek. I don't want to be a part of this because you guys from Upper Nile. Dr. John Grant, Masha, you come from Upper Nile. If this is the way you want to be like that, I am not part of it. He rebelled. He went to Rumbek. Who went to Rumbek? Who followed him? Dr. Masha. He told him, if this is the case, I did the same. We have lost a lot of life. So we are looking for South Sudan independent. You have to follow Dr. John Grant. If you are not seeing the vision of suffering our people, and how are we going to get there? Follow Dr. John Grant, and I will be number 3. He accept that. So why don't we give credit to Dr. Masha? This is our problem in our country, South Sudan. So I think Dr. Masha has done a lot to the people of South Sudan. So some people, they don't realize that this guy is the champion of the peace. He's a champion for South Sudan independence. He's a champion for the self-determination for the South, and also is still fighting for democracy to be the workable system in our South Sudan. So this day is a historical day for all South Sudanese. Particularly, we have to give credit to Dr. Masha because he deserves this. So let us not talk about negativity. Let us give credit to everyone. Even later, he has a lot of achievement. He's led this movement. That's why we are proud to be South Sudanese. We have to give credit to everyone. Even Salva Kiir, he fought for this country. He has a lot of credit, all of us. But let us not talk negatively. Let us give credit where he deserves. And this is how we're going to get there. So now we are still struggling how to structure the rightful system for the South, which means democracy and rule of law. So I think I can end here. Thank you very much for inviting me, and thank you very much. So now I'm stop here.
Thank you, Bol. Thank you, Guy Bol. Before Bol, I want Guy Bol just has an important question: why we don't give the credit?
Yeah.
The answer for that, let me play this. Please, can you mute everybody? So let me play the video so that can answer my question. Okay. Both mute everybody.
Yeah, then Kemis is the one making noise. Can you mute him?
Then please can you mute yourself?
A remote and disaster-prone land filled with the wreckage of a long war. Without the aid convoys, the UN says 1.2 million will go hungry this year. But today, tribal fighting across the south is putting that aid at risk. The Kenyan drivers described being ambushed by the rebellious Topoza people. The Topoza are one of many tribes now at war with the SPLA guerrillas who control Sudan's south.
The reason why they ambushed the vehicles of they ambushed the vehicle carrying food is because they don't like seeing vehicles passing through the area. They like goats and cows passing through the area.
For 8 years, the Christian SPLA has waged a successful guerrilla war against the hardline Muslims in the north. This year, the SPLA had plans to take the southern capital, Juba City. It's 15 kilometers from here. Magwiri military camp is one of many holding Juba under siege. It's the key Muslim outpost left in the south. But today, the SPLA has no reason to celebrate. To the north, a terrible attack from the breakaway Nuer tribe has devastated their hopes of an early victory. This is where the food aid is coming to. At Malek, along the River Nile, 59,000 hungry refugees have been gathering for a month. They wait for the UN relief convoy to complete its 3-day journey from Kenya. The refugees are hungry, sick, and exhausted. They walk for days without food. They speak of a massacre and of their families lost, captured, or dead, of a scorched earth attack by a horde of 10,000. The invasion struck deep into the rich heartlands of the Dinka tribe. The Dinka are today a dislocated people, constantly on the move, in search of their scattered families and food. But with up to 5,000 dead, many will never find their missing relatives. The famous Dinka cattle herds, which once filled the swamps, are gone. With ruthless efficiency, their cattle were driven north or slaughtered. They leave behind the heart of their culture, spreading disease in their sacred marshes. Without their cattle, they have no food, no economy, and no reason to live. 2 months ago, this old man was the wealthiest in his village. Today, he has only his walking stick. For hundreds of miles, the stench of death hangs heavy in the air. In August last year, the SPLA suffered a serious rift. The Nuer tribe split from the mainstream SPLA, accusing the Dinka leadership of being dictatorial. The force of about 10,000 mostly Nuer soldiers and civilians included militia loyal to Khartoum. The civilian invaders were protected from death with magic from the great warrior magician Winyang. An old lady rests on her journey back from enemy territory. Used as a porter by the invading army, she speaks of seeing magic ceremonies involving thousands and wholesale slaughter. For over 60 years, there had been peace between the Dinka and Nuer people. The war against the North had united South Sudan's 200 tribes. This is the continuation of an older battle, long forgotten. For 50 years, Dinka and Nuer have happily intermarried.
The Dinka here were not aware of that war. They were already brothers. People have intermingled and they have got intermarriages, such as myself. My mother is from Nuer. And those who are doing this, their mothers are from the Dinka.
Most people fled to the swamps. There they survive on water lily seeds, which they dry and crush. Inaccessible and malarial, the swamps are no paradise. Without the cattle dung they burn to keep the mosquitoes away, most have malaria. But even here they are not safe. 3 days' walk from the nearest road, the vultures still feed. The Nuer invaders penetrated deep into the swamp. With few around agile enough to spear fish, most survive on the paste they make from the water lilies. For the young, accustomed to milk, the lilies leave them vulnerable. They become malnourished, susceptible to disease. Breastfeeding mothers produce no milk. Congo is today a ghost town. Even with the danger gone, there's nothing to bring back the people. No vehicles can get here. It's completely looted. Ajak has come to find his old mother, left behind in the mad scramble to escape, but he finds no one. The air, once vibrant with children and churning dust, is today silent. The regional hospital has no drugs or doctor. He died during the attack. Zachariah, the medical assistant, can do little for his patients. This baby survives on one breast. The other was hacked off in the attack.
The breast has been cut and the child is still alive. He's now in need of food or in treatment. And we have nothing in our hand, as I have shown you in our clinic. It's another man whose figures has been missed. Many parts of his bodies are cut. This is the body of the child who died 7 days ago. He died of hunger. These such people came to us and they died in our hand. They thought that we are strong enough to have medicines and to have food, but we have nothing.
As the swamp recedes, another body emerges, a woman. How could the Nuer leader have allowed such senseless slaughter?
We don't love killing. It's not a good character. He's not part of my description. Garang today has no troops. If he had troops, we would have been fighting here. So his troops were wiped out in Bor. And anybody else, his fate might be the same with those who were wiped out in Bor.
At a parade for their leader, Riek Machar's officers juggle uniformed soldiers towards the camera. There is little sign of the tremendous force which attacked Bor. A British-educated doctorate holder, Riek Machar split from the SPLA in August, calling for democracy and the removal of the autocratic Dinka leader, John Garang. But rather than his army, it's his relationship with Khartoum and the magician Wun Young, which today gives him his power. The SPLA's success was in its fusion of South Sudan's 200 tribes. The uprising by the distinctively marked Nuers may yet give Khartoum an easy victory over its Christian southerners. Despite the bloodshed, Machar has been offered forgiveness by the SPLA leader. He knows how crucial unity is.
Even if I forgive them, they will be known in history as people who stabbed the movement in southern Sudan in the back. They will be known as people who, at the point of victory, when we were going to win in Juba, this was our next target, still is. They stabbed us in the back. The people of southern Sudan, the people of the Sudan will judge that.
But with evidence of a non-aggression pact signed by the Muslims and Riek Machar, the split looks like it won't go away. At SPLA headquarters in Torit, the military high command are worried. They fear another Nuer attack, coordinated with the breakout from the government in Juba. Riek Machar's departure has left them vulnerable and uncertain.
When this incident happened, we could not pull out forces from around Juba because this would be exploited by the enemy, and they did try it. Of course, they thought that we have pulled out our forces to go and fight Riek. But had we done so, they would have exploited it and would have broken out from Juba all that time. So Riek's betrayal is great.
How do we do? As the SPLA sends shells into Juba City, they ready themselves for a fierce response. The Khartoum government has already gained from the rift in the SPLA. They will surely continue to do so.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys for the. That is to answer Guy Ball's question, why we don't give Dr. Young Machar credit. That is the reason. So, Ball.
Can I say something about the video?
Ball could hang on.
Yeah, let me say something about the video.
Hang on. Ball, I will yell back for you to get to go on with the show. This is the reason why I'm playing this video, because the credit. That's why we don't give credit. Then why that video is heartbreaking. If you are a human being, you will be sad, because right now I'm in the emotion for watching that video. I will not be in this show. Ball back for God was show. Thank you.
I want to ask a question.
Thank you, Gabriel. Thank Guy Ball. Guy Ball, hold on. We did not even respond. We just show you the video, but so you can see and you can look and you can think back. So we have not even answer some of your words. So it is not you actually to come right away before others talk, because you said before SPLA also have lost the vision, the objective. You said that there are people who don't like Riek Machar because of his contribution, and even the SPLA have lost the vision. You said that, and that's why we bring back the video so you can see, because of your other statement that you made about the declaration of NASIR. So we show you the video so you can see the atrocities that were committed at that time. We show you the video. So it is not actually you would just come now and say again, maybe.
No, I want to add something on this video. I will make it quick and
I want
precise.
to
I
give
will
you
not
some
take
questions,
long.
Nasib.
Just
Daibol.
very
I
less
want
than
to ask you
3 minutes.
question and then you add them.
Less than 3 minutes.
So hold on. You will add something when it comes to your turn. Gabriel, here's a question, and then I will, because I want to talk to him so I can bring
All right.
and Ding Kamis, I mean.
Yes.
Thank you, Bol. My question is very shortly, Guy Bol. You mentioned the 3 steps, which is Riek Machar is the last vision of independence of South Sudan. I believe Anyanya 1, leading by Abdallah Chual, William Gaitut, and Akwada team, there was announced that Anyanya 1, they're claiming independence of South Sudan.
Yes.
Before Riek Machar was joined the movement. So that is, and I think you missed them. You should not.
No, I mentioned
them.
Anyanya 2 and Anyanya 1. I put it in the same category because Anyanya 2 come from Anyanya 1. That's why I put them in one category.
Anyanya 1 already is in the
Anyanya
Ababa agreement. All right?
Anyanya 1 went into Khartoum.
Anyanya 1 in by the Addis Ababa agreement.
Yes.
It's finished.
That's right.
Anyanya 2 is starting the claiming of South Sudan, which is the reality, the real vision who have. Okay, if you are, that is number 1 question. Now, question 2 is, you say that Garang, you want the whole South Sudan. Yes, how did you be able to reclaim the South Sudan, although you have the eastern of South Sudan part with you, no Blue Mountains and Nuba Mountains and Western Darfur, among of you? How did you think about that, to claim vision of South Sudan, independent of South Sudan, and you will let them remain in the bush? That is my question.
All right. You gave me a book, Makuri. This is my turn. Just I will make it precise.
Okay, answer that question. Answer that question. Then add what you want to add, because we want to wrap it up. You know, give some people a chance, because I have to go also and do my family stuff. So go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Jibril and Paul Makur. So you know, the reason why I'm back is because of the video I watched. The way Dr. Mashar, Dr. John Garang talk and self-care, and the Western media, those who record the incident of Wolf incident, you can see, if you use your intelligence, you can understand. You know, you can understand something here in that video. Those who were displaced, children, women, yeah, they get wounded, not because they were targeted by a Nazi faction. This is where they were displaced because there is a fighting in their hometown, in their area. That's why they run for their safety, not because they were targeted. Yes, there were a lot of them lost their lives. Some people get wounded. That's why we have seen that on that video. Not because they were targeted. They run for their life. What about if we display the incident of Gajak genocide, 1984, 86, 87, 88? If we do have a video, you will be shocked. But no Western media record those fights. You will be shocked. It will be more than this. I was in another city at the same time when they attacked the SPLM attacked our hometown. I was there. You can see me, if there's a video, you can see me in the same situation like those children. We run for our life. So these are a recorded incident, because these Western journalists, they went to Bolton at the time. That's why they record the video. But if you can pay attention to how the Dr. John Garang speak, you see, it scapegoat. All right, it's scapegoat. Who stepped the movement at the back? Who stopped
They're
the
not the declaration.
listen.
They're not the declaration.
Who stepped back the struggle of South Sudan? He himself, he's the one who stepped the struggle of South Sudan at the back, because he came from Khartoum. He joined. He came to Anyanyatu territory. What happened? What did he do? He declared war on them in December 1983. Dr. John is the one who stepped the movement at the back. He's the one who stepped the people of South Sudan struggle at the back, not Dr. John Garang, not Dr. John. That's what I can. This is what I can add, and also
anyway,
you can see the way South Sudan John Garang speak. You know, they try to make something to blame on Dr. Riek Machar, while in fact they cannot have been expressed or admit their wrongdoing. They just talk with Western media that they want to make damage Dr. Machar image, while in fact they are the one who just create the problem. So that's the problem. So this video, there's a lot of misinformation in it. So I cannot agree with Dr. John Garang statement or self-accused statement. They just try to educate at Western education. The problem of our struggle is Riek Machar, not Dr. John Garang. See, you can see. Look, he attacking the civilian. No, no.
Thank you.
Did not declare war on civilian. It was.
He didn't answer the question.
On us, on retraction.
Thank you.
This is what I can say. Thank you.
Thank you, Guy Bull.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No. Your question. Look, yeah, your question. Yes, Jibril, your question about the Anyanya 2. You said Anyanya 2. Anyanya 2. The reason why I did not mention Anyanya 2, because Anyanya 2 is the same thing, the vision of Anyanya 1. Anyanya 1 is fighting for South Sudan independence. When they, signed peace deal 1972, they went in. But the same vision of Anyanya 1, that's why in 1975, Anyanya 2 did the same thing. We are fighting for South Sudan independence. All right? And that's why I did not mention Anyanya 2, because the same vision of Anyanya 1, the same vision of the same thing Anyanya 2 display. That's why they call themselves Anyanya 2. They display the same
that's why
vision.
I told you, the people who are taking the gun again to go to the bush for self-determination.
Yeah, look at this, Gabriel. When the people who signed the peace in 1972, they are the one who defect also.
Okay.
They come back to the bush in 1975. The people.
Guys.
The same people. The same fighter. The same fighter. But the leadership remained in Khartoum. But the fighter came back, rejoined the bush life.
He didn't join them. Joseph Lago was remained there, Guy Ball.
I know the leadership did not come back. He stayed in Khartoum, but the fighter returned back to the war.
But the rest, they come back, all of them.
Yeah, the same fighter. The same people.
After being killed in
guys.
Anyway.
And then the rest of the
they joined. Thank you. Thank you, Jibril. Thank you.
I want to say something very quick.
We will close the show and we'll come back tomorrow because it's too long and people have some other things to do. Because it's Friday, people are going to work. So I just get a message from my manager that I'm going to work. So I'm sorry, guys. There's no any other member of Lake State Media will take over. Come back tomorrow. We will host the show again. And thank you. The show will be closed because
can we say
at least
1 minute to close it?
Yeah, just a couple words that I just wanted to summarize here.
Can we have at least 1 minute for closing because I just came back.
Yeah, because with Junubin, even if now we make time, somebody again will make too long, and I'm tired, and I'm going to work, and I'm also going to see other things.
Yeah, that's right. A lot of people
I will time it up 2 minutes because I don't want to cut other people off 2 minutes, which will be beautiful.
Just 2 minutes.
Okay. Now then will exit. Kamis, go ahead, and Don Larkin will come because Kamis was struggled before to respond to you. Go ahead, respond to Dol actually, and then Dol Larkin will speak and swing it to these two people, and we close it.
Yeah, I actually.
I think it's network pros.
Yeah, the network problem. Yeah. Maybe log him out. Yep.
Yeah.
So let me use my 2 minute very quick.
Go ahead.
Yeah. You know, Bulmakur, the videos that has been shown, there's a lot of bias there. I wanted our people, but the South Sudanese will judge that. We know that how the story are connected. What important thing I wanted to talk here, to summarize here, is that all those events that you see that causing tribal genocide, because what you are seeing, there is a suffering, and those are, they call it the Boer massacre. Okay, so that is a genocide, one of the genocide like in South Sudan. And what I wanted to mention here is that, you know, all those genocide, they happened because there was no clear vision. As you have seen, SPLA didn't have vision, and it ended up killing people based on tribal line. It was just because John Garang did not accept it, the fight for South Sudan. He created his own thing that led to crisis. Riek Machar came up with a different thing. The reason they were doing that is because they are hungry of power. They don't want to join other people, okay? Because they don't want just to support, maybe they will not be a leader. So each one of them claim to be a leader, but they don't have a vision. This is what I wanted to tell our people. You can go and evaluate. Fighting for Sudan as a whole, it was not a vision. Even if we measure it, we will not actually get an achievement. The 1991 NASIR Declaration ended up in a tribal line. There was no any vision. They say self-determination, but there was already people calling for South Sudan independent. They will have joined that. So that is why we are seeing tribal genocide. And I'm telling you, my brother, if we support them, for those people who are thinking that we should celebrate May 16, is wrong. There's a lot of tribal thing. Those who think NASIR Declaration should be celebrated is going to be wrong. They can even bring more genocide, because this is what is happening. When you bring something negative thing that has killed people a long time ago and you try to celebrate it, there will be a lot of people will get hungry. And when people get hungry, they want to recall back their grievances. So and so was killed, Nuer was killed, Denga was killed, and then people will think about revenge, even if they don't know about it. So they will revenge, and that's why we have tribal war. So what I'm saying, you see, even 2013, Boer massacre was only, let me tell you one thing, Boer massacre, it was only 3,000 people that died in Boer. But look at Juba, was about 20,000. Now, the next genocide, we are looking about 40,000, because the way they double it is about 19,000 people every time. And the reason is that thing is happening is because we are entertaining this negative thing. So we should stop them, where we should actually discourage them from all over the tribes. Then we get our independence and we know how much struggle is. Any negative thing that happened should actually be abolished. It should actually be maybe in books, but not in actually practical in South Sudan history. So I am actually urging our people, all of you, to stop celebrating May 16, 1991, to read Mutiny. Just celebrate our independence, South Sudan independent. Thank you.
Thank you, Dolarjin. Go ahead, Dinkamis.
Thank you, my brother, Dolarjin, for your last comments, and Bulmakur, the rest. I was actually, I exit and did not hear what the question, Dolarjin question about related to my comments. So I'm not going to answer his question because I did not hear it. Sometimes people don't understand. We try to be honest to ourselves. We're not going anywhere. We can discuss this day and night, and we're not going to make any change if we don't respect ourselves, like what Charles usually do. I did not say anything about Charles or his tribe. Is the one that he was actually kept abusing Dinka in here in this show. And we are not talking about Dinka. We're talking about the issue of South Sudan. And when he moved away from the topic and he started bringing it up, and I told him, to be honest, better frank, I have nothing to apologize for, because Italianly, well, whatever Italianly, whatever the name is not in the map of South Sudan. If he wanted, he can go to Juba and he can go and audit the book, the book that has the name of the tribe in South Sudan. We don't make a tribe name here on Facebook. So I have nothing to apologize for. It's zero. And I said one thing, maybe somebody misquoted. I said, yes, you have a freedom of speech. You have a freedom of abusing us all the time, because we are a majority tribe, especially Dinka and Nuer. Everybody is abusing us in South Sudan is because they get away with it. We just let it go because they are just minority tribe. That's what I said. I did not say they don't have a right to any access or the political ground or anything that to do with South Sudanese, but their behaviors are toward the other big tribe, and we try to ignore them, obviously, because we don't really focus on what they do. And it's in every society you go, the minority always abuse a majority. It's something you cannot dispute here. You cannot take it away. So I thank my brother Don Largent for being in the show today. You make sense. Yes, I know some of your brothers they will hate you, and some of my brothers they will hate me because I don't say what they want. But sometimes we have to find a common ground. A blame game without a solution cannot bring us together. So we're looking for the solution here in South Sudan. Although we are not part of the system, we're not going to change anything, but somebody can hear us and one day may end up there in one of the positions and can make a change. That's what we're trying to do here. Also, for Guy Won and the other people, like my brother, I forget his name. They always like that. You will never change them. They try to rewrite the history. The SPLM, 1983, they did not desert what the mission that they went for. That mission brought independence of South Sudan, and that's why it has to be celebrated. We already had Nyanya 1, and they went back, and that vision was almost achieved, but it disappeared in the middle of the auction there. So we're not discrediting them. I myself, I give credit to Anyanya too. They were actually the one that engaging the government until the SPLA came and joined them, and they disagree from there, but they still honor credit. Some people may think that why we recognize it, but the reason these people they don't recognize, some people they think that okay, John Garang was a Dinka that led the movement, but the Nyanya too was actually led by what's his name? I try to forget again his name. Guy Tut. And it's not, we still recognize it because he was fighting for the freedom of South Sudan. It was not a freedom of Nuer. So we recognize that way, but on the way, along the way here, 1991, that's a rubbish. I would say it, I call it that way. Like I said before, I hate Riek Machar to death. I lost all my family in war. That history, the bodies and all the bones down there are they are my families. But it does not allow me to hate all Nuer. Somebody gave them a wrong message that will end up killing innocent people. And that credit has to be going back to Riek Machar. If you come here try to defend Riek Machar, then you're out of mind. You don't know what you're talking about. If somebody blame Nuer as a tribe, that's where I disagree. I would say no. They did not take it because somebody misled them to go and do that. In 2013, that 20,000, I don't know where it come from, and I'm not going to comment about it. It happened in Bor. Even though a single person die one day, it's a human being. It doesn't matter what number of people die, but during the altercation, it's a human being, and we don't want to lose nobody. So my brother Born, thank you for allowing me for giving me more time. It should have been 2 minutes. I'm looking at my time here. I'm sorry for violation, but I have to leave it there. Thank you all our viewers, the audience, and our participant of today. We will come back tomorrow and keep continue. And the bad part of it, it keeps reminding, like myself, I'm trying to let it go. But if we keep talking about sometime, it kept reminding me of bad memories that I lost all my family because of that incident. And somebody tried to claim the incident that he killed is all the people that he claimed to fight for them. So the mistake of the SPLM, whatever happened in the SPLM, yes, the part of it, the John Garang have a hand on it, Riek Machar have a hand on it. I don't disagree on that side with Don Legend. Yeah, we have to balance the blame sometime. You can't just throw it in. If you don't know it, okay, say I don't know, but I know what part I'm blaming John Garang for that incident, why it happened. I know what it is, but I'm not going to go through it. I know others, Dinka part of Dinka, when they start yelling at me, why you mentioned John Garang's name? No. So they were all human beings, and they made a mistake that cost life of our families. And I myself, I was shot in Equatoria, and this guy has been talking about Equatoria, massacre, and all these things, but he don't know. We all know what's going on, what went wrong during the moment, and he's now trying to keep blaming me and abusing me. Anyway, I just laugh at you because I will never change your behaviors on Facebook. And you said you are 50 something, 55 or something. So that's how you grow up. I can do nothing about it. You can abuse me as you want, but as long I'm focused on what my vision is, that's what I'll go for. Thank you. I have to stop there, brother.
Thank you, Kamis. I appreciate your speech, and everybody also for contribution, whether you contributed wrong or good. I thank you. Don Largin actually have made some very important point, like you said today, though some only, yeah, nobody is perfect, but Don Largin have actually speak very well because we have to be also balancing it sometime. You should also touch on the other side of John Garang and on the other side of Riek Machar, so we can go forward. So thanks everybody for joining the show. We come back tomorrow. Have a good day. Thank you.
Thank you. God bless. Have a good night.
God bless all of you.